Hey everybody, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2. It's Sunday night at like 10:40 p.m. in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's November 3rd, 2019. Um, and I just woke up. I woke up about 2 hours ago. Hey Tyler Wood Bushcraft, how you doing tonight, man? Um, and I thought I'd just do a live stream. I kind of wanted to do a live stream because the ZVS driver has been a miracle in my life. I've been getting good sleep and waking up with energy. Last night while I wait for a couple people to get in the chat, I'm gonna play a song that I kind of wanted to play. Hey Lion and Lamb, hey Alina, how are you guys doing? I do want to let y'all know right now, Sweet Treats targeted since '09. Let me share my screen real quick. She's having a live stream. She's been doing a lot of live streams. So wait, that's okay. Here it is. See, Sweet Treats targeted since '09. She's been doing a lot of great live streams. Maybe some of you guys could go over there and check it out. But definitely check her channel out, subscribe to her, and give her thumbs up because she's doing great. Like she'll just do live streams, talk about her targeting, and kind of answer questions in the chat. So I didn't know that she was doing so many videos. I wish she had told me so I could send people over there. But I did want to let y'all know about that. Maybe some of you guys can go over there tonight and check it out. But I just wanted to do a live stream. Let me play this song real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I wanted to go over a couple of things. The last couple of days have been kind of stressful, not because of my targeting, really. That's weird. I mean, yeah, I'm still getting target. I still get the V2K. My attacker's still trying to get through a little bit. Like last night, I put my noise canceling hearing aids in, and then I put Dave Case's CD on over them, and like all my grounding slipped off my leg, and my attackers were making the left side of my body kind of tingle. It was like they were almost getting pain in, but the ZVS driver was helping so much that I didn't have much pain when I woke up. So it's still working really, really good. But check her Sweet Treats targeted since '09. Please go to her channel. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. She's doing live streams. So maybe some of you guys can go over there and just check it out right now. But I kind of just wanted to do a live stream. And let me play this song first. Let me play this song first. I need to go get something to drink out of the fridge. And then I will be right back.
I got a bad disease. Far from my brain is where I bleed. Insanity, it seems. It's got me by my soul to squeeze. With all the love from me. With all the dying trees I scream. The angels in my dream. Yeah. It turned to demons of greed, that's me. Where I go, I just don't know. I gotta take it slow. When I find my peace of mind, I'm gonna give you some of my
Hey, Autumn. Hey, Future Knowledge. Hey, Tansy. How are you guys doing? Future Knowledge says, I'm a mod on Sweet Treat's channel also. She said she was coming. Okay, cool. So she'll come over here. But I definitely wanted to let people know about her channel because I just saw she was doing a bunch of videos. She does a great job on her live stream. And what I'll do tonight, I'll go ahead and I'll put the link for the Zoom in the chat. So if anybody wants to just come on and just talk about what you're going through, just talk about what you're going through or anything important, like important articles, important FISA activities, because I've been hearing a lot like that judge's decision, it could lead to FISA documents being open about us, about targeted individuals. And people are saying, here, I'm about to turn this song off. I'm going to turn this. So Tansy said, I finally got a notification. Do you guys find if you complain about something, they change it? Not if I just complain to like y'all, and I don't know how to complain to YouTube. Like you've got to write YouTube an email and you kind of get a response from some kind of like customer service person that will just respond to you on email. I usually have a really hard time getting anything changed on YouTube. Like when my channel went down, when my live stream, when I couldn't live stream on my main channel, it was just like, that was the decision that YouTube made in the algorithms. And there was really nothing I could do, you know, to appeal it or anything like that. The customer service agent was just like, yeah, well, yeah, you're just going to have to wait 3 months. So I was like, okay. So with YouTube, you've kind of got to be careful. So let me guys, like, I have some stuff prepared. I just want to talk about miracles, you know, because the last few days have been pretty stressful, you know, with drama and stuff like that. And I think we did the best we could. You know, Jeff got to tell us, and I know I say it a million times, that was the whole point of that. Definitely not to, because I don't want Targeted Citizen to stop making videos. I do like him. I just, you know, when things happen, I want both people to be able to tell their sides. But tonight, I just wanted to thank God for miracles in our life, for each other. I want to thank God for Stacy and my family. I want you guys to thank God for every good person he's put in your life through this ordeal. And then also I've got to, and this should be like when something good happens in our life, when we're being targeted, you know, we really need to thank God. We really need to just thank God for that good thing that he's given us. Kind of breaks the negative cycle, right? Because we have all these negative things happening to us. So when something really good happens, really, really thank God for that. Really, really show your gratitude. More of those things are going to keep coming. More of those things are going to keep coming. And that's it. That's so important in this. I kind of said it just offhandedly, breaking the cycle of this negativity, of this targeting, neutralizing what your attackers are doing, finding things that work, whatever they are. But God has put these things in front of me and breaking the cycle. Be an anomaly. I've said that like one other time before, but that's like the biggest thing that has helped me to survive this targeting and help other people and kind of get it to where my attackers are not putting me in pain right now. I hear a little bit of V2K. I have some tingling in my head, in my jaw and stuff like that. But my attackers, like, I don't feel just super pain. You know, I'm not in super pain right now. So I'm thankful for that. I want you guys to feel that too. Tansy said, I find if I just make a comment on a YouTube page, they change what I'm complaining about. I think it's to make me look like a fool. No, that could happen. That could happen, Tansy. It could happen that you make a comment and that YouTube's like checking around to see what people are talking about a certain thing. And then it might change for you. Or your attackers might have a connection to YouTube. Like your attackers may have somebody that they know from YouTube that can mess with your account. Or obviously they have our passwords, right? I'll show y'all something. Let me go back to the video from last night. I don't really want to go back into this, right? Because that made me very uncomfortable. You know, the whole thing between Target Citizen and Jeff. I hate that stuff. I'm not good at it. But I do want to show you all this. Somebody went in, because I wrote a comment on this video. Let me show you guys. On the video I did the other night, Targeted Citizen, Jeff O's side of the story. Let me share my screen real quick. Somebody went in and changed my comment. Has anybody ever done that to you guys? Let me share this real quick. Okay. So, and I'll read this comment too. I want to hear what everybody thinks. You know, doing that, like having Jeff come on and tell his side of the story. I'm hoping that it can just get everything out there. And I've said this a million times. I know it gets boring. Like I rewatched some of this video when we were talking about what happened between Jeff and TC, and I just kept saying the same thing because I was just so nervous. Like I just didn't want to do this, you know, because I do like Targeted Citizen, but the truth is very important. When you have two TIs that have friction, it's important that they just say, if both of them are targeted individuals, it's important that it's just like, hey, well, we ruffled feathers. We had some problems. It's important that that happens, that everybody's honest, instead of one targeted individual with a huge platform just saying whatever, you know, kind of, I don't want to say lying, but yeah, lying, telling tall tales, like making stuff up. It's important. So this guy Reportage, who doesn't have any videos, and it looks like he just made a channel. I don't know. Said, as Christians, do you think it's right to expose someone like this and have others, including yourselves, judge him? I find it in poor taste as I watch some of the chat and someone with a wrench acting like a psychiatrist when they're supposed to be a Christian. Messenger of the Cross et al. These are spiritual battles, man, not psychiatric, and you should know that it's not right. That should have been done in private, Kyle, and we reap what we sow. So think about it. That's a spiritual law in this world. Gossip is wrong. You don't have to respond the way he has, if he has, of course. And what we were doing wasn't gossip. It was the opposite. It was doing it in front of a bunch of people and telling the truth. So it was the opposite of gossip. It was the opposite of just telling one side of the story, because TC got to tell his side of the story. But then I came down here and I wrote a comment. I just said, this was Jeff telling his side. Neither of us want to spread gossip. This was an attempt to try and set things straight. Thanks for your comments, though, and I agree with you that this should have all been handled privately, but TC already came out and said dishonest things about Jeff. I really do think this was the only Christian thing to do. I didn't write that. This sentence, I really do think this was the only Christian thing to do. And then it said, and then after that, it had comma, it had, and I erased it. I changed it back, but it had comma, Reportage, me and Jeff both thought long and hard about it. God bless. Like, so somebody came in and like edited my comment on that one. What I think happened is I think my attackers just have my password. They have my my login name and my password for my YouTube channel, and they'll just come in sometimes and change my my comments and stuff like that. I'm very, very thankful that they haven't deleted all of my videos by doing that. I've had some scares in the past where I thought they were, and they might have deleted some individual videos, but it seems like, you know, they have all of our passwords and stuff because of remote neural monitoring, obviously, and the stuff they do on our computer, you know, the hacking into our computer. And they'll come in and change comments on me sometimes and do all that. So, you know, it might be your attackers, Tansy, that are like, when you say something, they're watching it through remote neural monitoring and on your computer, and then they maybe respond to it to kind of freak you out. Is kind of a psyop. But yeah, I'm glad that's over. I really hope that Targeted Citizen, I think he'll keep making videos, but I hope we can just move forward. I like him. I think he's doing a good job, but Jeff is innocent, and Jeff is a targeted individual, and Jeff doesn't mess with people. And so that's what I want to say. And I've said it a million times, I did have, I had some thoughts afterwards that, maybe I shouldn't have gotten involved. Maybe I should have like kind of kept my mouth shut a little bit more during the live stream and just let Jeff talk. But I really wanted to help Jeff, and I really was not happy about how Targeted Citizen was handling everything. I'm going to get off of that. It bothers me. The drama stuff bothers me because I don't dislike Targeted Citizen at all. I've watched all of his videos. He is very entertaining, but I think at some point it's okay to be entertaining, but you can't take it so far that you're destroying somebody's reputation who's a real targeted individual and didn't do anything wrong. Entertaining is good, but going too far, All right, I'll stop with that. Oh, Autumn says my attackers deleted my channel twice in a year. Yeah, I was worried that my attackers erased 4 years of my videos, but I found out that they didn't. I found out that that's weird. And see, this is what happens. This is kind of must be like a remote neural manipulation thing. It's like right when I started my live stream, and Stacy's like working. She's traveling for work, so I don't know. She might be able to come, but she texted me like right when I started my live stream. And that happens with me and a lot of targeted individuals that I've become friends with. And Stacy, it's more than friends, where I'll be starting something really important and they'll text me at that exact moment. And it doesn't mean they're perps. Like it means that their remote neural, their attackers are networking with my attackers, and they put a little impulse in her head, hey, text Kyle at this moment. And then she does. So that happens quite a lot with some targeted individuals that I'm friends with, not just Stacy, Deb, hey, Deb Full of Grace says, hey, change my email name. Okay, I like it because we need grace. We need grace to get through this. Deb, are you going to put the ZVS driver together? My last video has the 4 things that you'll need for it, and then 2 tools. So I really recommend it, guys. I don't know if it's going to work forever. They might adapt past it, but for now, I feel a lot of energy. Of course, I've been targeted for many years, so it's not just like, oh, I'm back to normal. I'm back to feeling, just like as healthy as an ox like I was before the targeting. My brain's still kind of like, it's hard to think and stuff like that. But the really bad targeting has been dampened. It's almost like some of it can't hit me. Like some of the mind stuff is just it's not connecting how they want it to connect. So it's really good. Let me answer this text, guys. But what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and I'm going to copy the URL for the, let me copy the invitation. Is that better? Let's do that. Let's see how that works. Anybody, oh, no, maybe that's not good. I guess y'all could call by phone if y'all want. Let's just put that in there and see how that works. Oh, it won't go in there. It's too many characters. Okay, hold on. But anybody who wants to come on and just chat for a little while, we'll probably do it like one at a time, guys, because sometimes when too many people come on, certain people don't get a chance to talk. So just one at a time, but then people can maybe just keep hanging out on the panel. If y'all want to come on, I have some stuff I want to talk about too. I especially, and this isn't trying to get into it with anybody. It's not trying to get into it with anybody, but the way that I've experienced miracles and things to help us with our targeting and things to get us out of our suffering has been God putting things in the world in front of me. He works through the world. He works through us through the world. Like, so he's working through us. We're finding defensive things. We can tell other targeted individuals about it. That seems like God working through us and working through the world to reduce our suffering. Because how I see it is that God's not going to, I mean, he'll give us strength when we can't get out of the suffering right then. But when we're being hit this hard, when we're being traumatized and tortured 24 hours a day, God sees that. God knows that. And he's not just like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave you in that suffering. I hope you have some strength and grace to get through it. He will give us things to reduce that suffering. I promise. And I haven't been like, you guys know how I am. Like, I really don't want to step on any toes. And I really just want to say logical things that help. But with this one, it's a little bit Jonah and the whale with me. If I don't tell people this is how God's working, and I don't say it very clearly and forcefully, like God's not happy with me, because God's like, Kyle, I put it in your heart to work on these defenses, to get these defenses. They're working, and you need to tell people that, because that's what I'm putting in their path. And there's other things, not just what I'm doing, but what other targeted individuals are doing. Look out for Charlie. Trying to think of some other targeted individuals with like great defensive ideas. I think that guy, I can't remember who's the guy with the you guys will know I can't remember his name. The guy with the foot soak. It like gets all the nanotechnology out of you. And then he has a bunch of other things that he uses for defense. Robert Stanson with his magnetic helmet, which I don't think you should wear all the time, but it's definitely a good idea. So God, works through these men and women to find solutions for us. And I want to read something real quick. So Paul, thank you, Paul. Paul says, I pray for all targeted individuals all over the world. Thank you so much, Paul. Thanks for being here. And Sleeping Beauty says, Tanya Bauer, hi, Tanya. I love Susie Dawson. Her series has been awesome. Hey, Sleeping Beauty, can you put in a link to Susie Dawson's series? Because she's really, really smart. Is she still in Russia? Susie Dawson is the person that I found that, I found the WikiLeaks page to the non-lethal weapons markets. Like, she's the one, her interview with Romola D was how I found that. So I'm going to put the link for Zoom in again, guys. Just anything you want to talk about. If you want to come on, talk about something good that God has put in your path. Talk about how crappy your targeting is. You can talk about what you think about, I guess, what you think about the live stream the other night. I'd like to hear people's take on, how we think we should deal with that. It is a problem. Like, targeted individuals calling each other perps, like when they meet and stuff, it's a problem that needs to be fixed. And we've got to figure out a way that maybe we can't fix it completely, but a way where it can be quashed, where it's like, hey, this target individual has a problem with this target individual. Let's both tell our sides and then let people decide. And then we get over it and we move on. I kind of saw like, Bill Cottle, was talking about Michael Barden a lot, talking about him being an agent and things like that. And then Michael Barden kind of came out on some videos and responded and said, hey, Bill, I'll talk to you, and confronted it. When it was confronted and they both had their say, it kind of went away. It kind of was like, okay, we're over this now. Both people had their say in it, and now it's like we're moving on. So that's kind of the best. That's the best way that I see, to handle this stuff. For now. I mean, we're going to come up with better solutions, right? Hey, Jeff, what's up, brother? You want to come on, man? Hey, Wayne. Wayne says, I may keep dropping off. I went out, phone stuff. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Pine Doc. Anybody can come on. Let me put the Let me put the link in the chat again. Oh, I still got to email. I still got to text Stacy back real quick. Maybe she'll come on. She's done work, but it's like a weird situation where she has to stay at the office like for a week. We'll see. Okay, let me read my favorite story, guys. So Tansy says, it's the magnesium in the Epsom salt that does all the magic. You can also drink it. Yeah. Hey, and I wanted to say, Stacy made a video about this, the Epsom salt cream. It's like an Epsom salt rub. It's like a foot rub, but you can order. All right. So Jeff O says, I'm ordering my ZVS supplies tomorrow. That's awesome, Jeff. It works. It works good. They can still target me with some stuff, but it's like my energy levels, my mind is a lot clearer. It's working. It's not working to the point where with some manual things my attackers like can't find me in the room. But what I really think is that it is affecting some of the automated weapon systems, them being able to find me in the room. So certain layers can't connect. And that's just a hypothesis. I'm not sure. It just is working, and other people need to use it so they can say, okay, this is how it feels like it's working. So we can get more information and then make a good judgment call on how it's working, how exactly it's working. Doesn't really matter how it's working if it's making you feel better, making you feel better, right? But we can still, Hey, Cheryl says, Kyle, hey, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I just woke up. Kind of tired. I used Dave Case CD on top of my hearing aids last night, and so my ears are a little bit irritated, but I woke up without feeling sore, like without my whole spine and my head feeling like fibromyalgia pressure. I woke up not sore. I think I had some regular dreams. I don't remember them, but I think I had some regular dreams. This is a big deal because I either don't have any dreams that I remember, or I just have directed dreaming all the time, or directed dreaming where I'll start having a regular dream, but then somebody on the hive mind team that's doing it has headgear on, and then they push something, their brain waves through the computer to sync up with my brain waves, then they can put shit in my dreams. Stuff in my dreams. Jeff O says, hey, Cheryl, She Shed and the Funky Plants, Love Bug. Yeah, Wayne, definitely. Come on, man. Just come on. I wanted to tell a little one of my favorite stories about miracles in our lives. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on, and you can just talk about what's going on with you. I've been watching your latest videos, and you're still just doing an awesome job. Is Sweet Treats here? Because she was doing a live stream. I didn't want to intrude on her live stream, but you guys check out her channel, Sweet Treats, targeted since 09. She's doing a lot of great live streams, and I want to see her build those up because she just hangs out. She talks about her targeting. Everybody else, like in the chat, talks about their targeting. She has a very good demeanor. Like she's handling her pain and stuff in a very, she's tough. She's tough, and she's just getting through this stuff and talking about it. So definitely check out her channel. Give her a thumbs up. Give her subscribe to her channel too. Let me show it one more time. Let me show her channel one more time. But yeah, anybody jump on when you want to jump on. We'll try and do it one at a time, and just you have the floor. When you come on, you have the floor. You can talk about good stuff that's happening to you, like in the midst of the targeting, or you can talk about some bad stuff that's going on. Obviously, I've still got a lot of bad stuff from the targeting, but when you get a defense that's cutting into it like more than 70%, like I'm lowballing 70% right now, guys. Like this defense, like is literally helping me more than 70%. I forgot my point. I forgot my point because it's so awesome. But there's still things. There's still gang stalking. Actually, the gang stalking's gotten kind of worse because I think they're angry. But that's why I kind of isolate myself and then I stay up all night. Jeff O says, what a wonderful host Wolverine is. Throw that thumbs up. Yeah, give me a thumbs up and a like, guys. This is just to hang out, though. Well, I guess it is important information. I want to go over some spiritual information. So let me go over my favorite story. You guys probably already know what it's going to be. And I got to tell it. I got to tell my favorite story. Because I just, and this isn't trying to get into a fight with anybody. I just hear a lot of people, and it's not one person. I hear a lot of people saying, nothing's going to help you. Nothing in this world is going to help you. Only Jesus Christ can. I agree that Jesus Christ can, but I have a different view how Jesus Christ helps us, right? And I think that it's the right view because God's pushing my heart. He's pushing my heart and he's saying, you got to tell these TIs and other people, he's pushing their hearts to do other things or the same thing. But he's telling me, you got to tell them, you got to be assertive. I'm sending things y'all's way. I'm sending defenses. I will not leave you in this satanic suffering. It's happening in a certain way, and I will give y'all strength, and I will give you solutions so you don't have to just sit in the suffering. He's told me that since when I knew I was targeted. God has put that in my heart. And I've been a little weenie about it. I'm a little weenie sometimes. I don't want to, I want to agree with everybody and everything like that. And, I want things to work out, and that's good. But on this, I'm sure, guys. So let me read this story real quick. I'm very sure, and it's a little bit, if I'm not assertive about this, it's a little bit like Jonah and the whale. I can't live with myself if I don't do what God wants me to do. And I understand, like, I agree with Christians that are like, Jesus Christ is the only way. Our Creator, God helping us, it's the only way. I agree. But how that takes form, how that takes shape in front of us, through the world, I disagree with some people about how that happens. So let me tell my favorite story. Okay, the drowning man. And I think we could all maybe feel kind of I forgot the word for it, but we could feel kind of what's the word? Feel like we can just feel like we're drowning with this targeting. Okay, so a fellow was stuck on his rooftop in a flood. He was praying to God for help. Soon a man in a rowboat came by, and the fellow shouted to the man on the roof, "Jump in, I can save you." The stranded fellow shouted back, "No, it's okay. I'm praying to God, and he is going to save me." So the rowboat went on. The rowboat man waved to him and said, "Okay." Then a motorboat came by. The fellow in the motorboat shouted, "Jump in, I can save you." To the stranded man said, "No thanks. I'm praying to God, and he is going to save me. I have faith." So the motorboat went on. Then a helicopter came by, and the pilot shouted, "Grab this rope, and I will lift you to safety." To this, the stranded man again replied, "No thanks. I'm praying to God, and he is going to save me. I have faith." So the helicopter reluctantly flew away. Soon the water rose above the rooftop, and the man drowned. He went to heaven. He finally got his chance to discuss this whole situation with God, at which point he exclaimed, "I had faith in you, but you didn't save me. You let me drown. I don't understand why." To this, God replied, "I sent you a rowboat and a motorboat and a helicopter. What more did you expect?" So that's like my favorite story in this. Also, David and Goliath is one of my favorite stories to help me with this. And I realize that a lot of you guys in my chat right now, you get it. You get this. You're like, yeah, we're going to use defenses and stuff like this. But really, I just want to tell this story for people who are like, hey, we don't need any of those gadgets. We don't need anything like that. You know, that's not going to help you. It's not going to help against these weapons. But these weapons are not that advanced. The iPhone was very advanced when it had a prototype, right? But now everybody has iPhones in their hands. So this technology seems advanced right now because of where we are in society and how it's being hidden from the public. But it's not that advanced. It's just frequencies. Anything can be blocked. Anything can be defended, especially when more and more people start learning about it. Then you got better solutions. You got better solutions popping up. And you can look at it exponentially, guys, from like maybe 8 years ago. Let's just go from the point where I knew that I was targeted 8 years ago. There weren't a lot of solutions. There was like TENS units. What else were there? Guys in chat, like, you know, just so many new, better, more streamlined solutions have been coming out. You know, hey, generation says we are so assaulted with physical, technical means. We have to counter with the same. Right. We have to counter with the same, but then we have even more. These people are backed by Satan. That'll eat them alive, right? We're backed by God. Our spiritual power can grow exponentially when we're hurting, when we're suffering. We can get closer to God. So we can use the practical means and our spiritual means. These people, they only have practical means, and they're just cogs in a wheel, and Satan's eating them. Satan's eating them because you make a deal with the devil and he just eats you. He destroys your life, you know. So we have an advantage. Like we have a lot of advantages in this. Like I have to say, like I'm not just saying this like to try and make people feel better. We have advantages. We have the moral high ground. We have when this comes out, the tables will completely turn because not everybody in the world is a complete immoral Satanist. You know, they have to compartmentalize these attacks and this torture very, very carefully so that people who are like doing the gang stalking stuff don't know that people are being killed. So we just have to have one good day coming up where or not just one good day, a bunch of good days where people are getting more aware about it. We have advantages. We have God, our creator. God's not on these destroyer side, on these murderer side. God's not on their side. We do have each other. That's one thing. It's an advantage that's a disadvantage right now because we have a lot of targeted individuals who are very, very smart, very, very spiritual. Hey, Stacy. Stacy says, hi, everyone. Hi, Kyle. How's work going? I hope she's doing good. Pray for Stacy. She started a new job. She's doing awesome. She has to work with this, and I'm just like, just praying that her attackers don't, and they've messed with her a lot, especially because she's, you know, doing the new job. But just, I pray, please God, just let her attacks be lessened. And then next Friday, we can get her ZVS driver going. I love you, baby. Well, okay, so, let me put the link in the chat real quick. One more time. And just, you can come on and talk about anything. You don't have to talk about miracles. I mean, it'd be nice if you want to. But now I want to go to something else. And I'm going to share my screen. Lion in the Lamb says, Dave, they said to me through subliminal telepathy, your faith is being tested. Yeah, but they're not testing our faith. They're not men and women of God. This AI is not of God. But I agree with that, Lion in the Lamb. You know, let me nerd out for a second. Let me really nerd out for a second. Okay, so Deb Full of Grace says, my favorite is Esther for such a time as this. Yeah. I need to read Esther's story. I forgot it, Deb. Esther Roble says, oh, I love you too. I'm not feeling too great right now, but I'm pushing through. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Just push through. Just look forward to next Friday. Yeah, let's all pray for each other. Let's all pray for each other that, you know, we can push through what we need to push through and that our attackers will like kind of lay off of us, or it's a situation where they're, not just attacking us so hard. I know, you're so strong. So strong, Stacy. Tansy says, hi, Stacy, and all the others I haven't said hi to. Kisses and hugs, Tansy. Definitely kisses and hugs to Stacy. So does anybody want to come on? I'll start reading this. If anybody wants to come on, don't worry about cutting in, because I'm just reading this stuff. While we wait. But Jeff, if you want to come on, if Wayne wants to come on, I'm still clearing the sleep out of my eyes. Because I woke up around 9. Hey, Proud 64 TWL. Yes, okay. I do want to respond to this. Tanya says, Kyle, love is beautiful. Let me tell you something, guys. Like, I know that a lot of targeted individuals, and I kind of said this too. I was like, I had my family, and I really didn't see my friends a lot. Hey, Wayne, what's up? But, finding Stacy, what I feel for her has like made me a lot stronger in this. So I know that some TIs are just like, man, I just need to do this on my own. I want to be on my own or something. We need to find ways to connect with other targeted individuals and other people, because that when you really love somebody so much, it can just make you. Hey, Wayne, can I hear you?
Hey, mate.
Hey, cool.
Yep,
man.
all good.
How you doing?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing really good, actually. I'm doing too good to where I'm like, when's the shoe gonna drop?
I got hit hard last night. I'm actually not that good, but I'll come on and keep you company, mate.
All right. Hey, let me put my headphones in. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Let's see if people can hear me when I have my headphones in. So what you been doing, Wayne? I heard you like hung out with another Aussie TI.
Yeah, went and saw another TI yesterday. Originally, she thought, she's in the chat, Ella. She thought I was a perp at first. But, yeah, we met up. Had a good day yesterday. Got harassed to no end. And then I think our food was drugged because her boy was quite sick. I got home and then got broadcast on like crazy. So I've been in bed for long time. Been in bed for bloody
long time,
16 hours or something. A long time, yeah.
What was it? A restaurant that y'all think y'all got poisoned at?
It was a pizza delivery.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was in Miami, I went to a seafood restaurant, and afterwards I felt so sick, and I like the waiters and everything were acting like really, really suspicious. But I was with my mom, so I didn't want to like say, oh, I think they poisoned my food. But I think that yeah,
something happened. I mean, I had diarrhea all day and too much information, but my head is just a mess. Like, I'm forgetful. I'm not myself today. Spelling mistakes. I'm all over the shop. I was going to do a video, but I don't want to worry. I don't want to scare people. It might be like propaganda for them if I get on and show.
That's what I have a problem with too.
How bad I was earlier, anyway.
Yeah, man. Like I used to make videos no matter how bad I felt. Like if I was just like in an anger state where they had beefed up my anger, I'd be sitting in a car going, F the Masons and F these people. And I was like really, really angry. And I ended up kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, But now I've kind of leveled it out to where it's like, okay, I'm not that bad. I don't look that bad, even when I feel real bad sometimes. But dude, you should check the ZVS driver out, man. It's not that expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some more help. I've got to get right with God too, I think, to keep going. It's pretty tough here. Pretty tough. They tried to set up a huge car accident on the way home.
When was that?
They had a bloke turn in on me. He was in a blind spot and he turned in on me and Well, he tried to wipe himself out. Like, he would have copped it worse than I did. But it was very serious. I had to swerve around him and jam on the anchors to avoid it. So they didn't want me meeting Ella, the other TI. They did not want that at all. And they've near crippled my phone and computer. I can barely do a thing. I'll have to get a webcam because they're just going to hack the next phone. So
yeah, with my phone, my attackers stopped letting me upload on the phone. So I had to get on the computer. It seems a little bit better, but actually my attackers are hacking in my computer, but actually the ZVS driver is messing my computer up. It's going a lot slower, but I just don't want to turn it off. Like, I haven't turned it off, which may be bad because it's like a heater that keeps going and the fans are on it. But I don't know.
It's got coils. It's got coils, hasn't it?
Got what?
Coils on it?
Like clones?
No, coils. Like
I got.
copper coils.
Oh, coils. Yeah. Yeah.
Did they get boiling hot?
Yeah.
Sorry,
the top of the Tesla coil. The Tesla coil is making this scalar field, and the top of it gets, but you can't touch it.
Yep.
Like, it gets super, super hot.
Well, I can play devil's advocate because I don't use any protection, and I copped it last night. So maybe I was meant to come on and you can sort of tell someone that doesn't use anything why they should, you know.
You should, man, because your head's clear, your mind's clear. Like, I mean, you're not.
Yeah, my head's a mess at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I've been through that where it's just like you can't, like, you're angry one moment, then you're depressed the next moment, and then it's like all these different emotions layered where you don't want to do anything. Like, I'd get so anxious. Like, I used to make videos. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to just go make a video. I'm being targeted. This is happening. But then my attacker started getting me into a headspace of like, I'm so anxious. I don't want to go and talk to anybody, you know? I mean, and it's artificial, but it's such a strong emotion. Like, you know, it's really bad.
Yeah, I couldn't even see straight last night. Everything was hazy, you know. I was dizzy and, yeah, the whole works. They really turned it up last night. That's because I was defiant and went and met another TI. They didn't like it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do
like
that.
They're teaching me a lesson for doing it, but I'm doing it again this week, so go fuck yourself. Sorry about my French.
Yeah, because they try and condition.
Fuck the Masons while I'm at it.
Fuck the Masons. Fuck the Masons. Fuck anybody who works for this program. Fuck the contractors that do it. Fuck Police. The CIA, NSA, FBI, DOJ, and the DOD, the contractors under them that are murdering us. But man,
absolutely.
What's your parakeet's name?
They all know about it. They all know that we're being tortured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just the people on the street that don't know the extent. I think everyone else knows that we're to be tortured and killed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I kind of still think like, I mean, I think they can kill us. That's the deal. But for me, it's
but they're making money off us. They want it to string out. They don't want to knock us straight off. They want to. They can, and if you become too high a target, I guess they would look at that. Like Brian too.
Mm-hmm.
They want to shut him up. That means he's got a lot of good things to say.
Well, I saw you in the chat the other day, and I was like, yeah, you're making such great videos, Wayne. And you're like, yeah, I'm making good videos. I'm a dead man.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Well, I mean,
that's all right, mate.
But
I was a crazy young bloke anyway. I don't really fear too much anyway, so come at me.
This is better, Wayne.
Come at me. I'm going to get the word out anyway.
Trust me, dude. Trust me. It's better. Like, I get punished for speaking out, but if you can get some defenses where your attackers aren't in control and you keep talking out, we are damned if we do, damned if we don't. And if you're not speaking out and stuff, they're going to get you isolated. They're going to hurt your mind worse. You get out in front of it. At least some of the DHS Fusion Center people maybe will watch our videos and I don't know. I mean, that really hasn't happened for me. Like I still get patrolled by sheriffs and stuff like that, but at least you're getting out in front of it. You know, you're telling the true narrative, not just what your neighbors have been lied about, what DHS Fusion Center workers have been lied about.
Yeah.
And we know the people microwaving us, they know the truth. They know that we're innocent, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, well, they're basically projecting who they are onto us.
Mm-hmm.
The things that I've seen are in someone's head, you know, they're not me. They're from, there's some very sick individuals at the top of this, you know, mad scientists. It's, you don't want to think that people can think that way.
They see the world as a petri dish.
And everything ties into it, you know. Everything, so all these false flags and everything ties into this program and surveillance.
I see it as like all of this stuff, they're doing the Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution, where the only solution for them is more control and more chaos in society. The more chaos.
I don't think they can keep a hold of this. It's the damn walls have got to burst. You know, it's got to break. They can't keep this under control. They're getting too greedy as well, and they're adding more and more people. Well, the cost of covering it up one day might outweigh the benefits of the bloody program. So, yeah, we've got to believe that it's going to finish, you know. It's going to stop. Even if we stop it for the next generation. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be looked back upon as the worst thing that man's done, I think.
Oh yeah, this will be way worse than Mao Zedong.
And after China. After World War II, to think that is, it's really something, isn't it?
Well, did you know, Wayne? Like since World War II, there's basically this underground law in the United States. I don't know if it's like this for other countries that says it's like the public doesn't know about it, but for the military industrial complex, they think that they are allowed to do whatever they want to do to any citizen as long as it's for national security. Those are those underground laws that have started this.
It's not. It's meant to be security, but it's anything but. This doesn't help. This doesn't help anyone. And when you look at what the terrorists were allowed to do at 9/11, why couldn't they pick up them? You know, they can pick up me going to the bloody shop or going to the toilet, but they can't, pick up radical bloody people. Yeah, it's all lies.
Real criminals, real kidnappers, real murderers out there. They're letting them go and do their thing, or they're getting them into this program to actually work for the program. Because I've seen so many gang stalkers that are gangster. I mean, gangster with the like black cars, tinted windows. They're like smoking weed and stuff like that. But they're gang stalking. So they get a lot of criminals to actually.
Yeah, over here they're all ex-crims or potential criminals avoiding a term. You know, they go into this and we'll wipe your record clean. It seems to be. So there's, these people, they're dangerous people. There's some potential, who knows what, they might be murderers cruising around.
Murderers or rapists or drug dealers.
Rapists. There's rapists because the majority of the women have been tampered with, You don't just join the program and become a rapist. I think that's ingrained in you. That's something they do for extra kicks, I think. They do it because they can. Yep.
So Rick says it's not national security. No TIs are being arrested. This is the growth. This is the growth of the beast NWO system.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I see too. I see that it's growing. No, you can't see. Can you open your?
But hi guys.
Your window. Wayne's saying hey to you. You can't. Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a webcam and I'd probably see it on the PC, hey?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll probably,
I can do that, man.
I'll do the next one. If I come on again, I'll do the next one on the computer. I'd rather be able to see the chat.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is fine. I mean, this is fine, but it is a little bit easier to do with the computer. But we, you know, I'm
I thought
living.
my phone would have dropped out by now. They're allowing it to run on, but
See,
they usually cripple it every 10 minutes. That's why I didn't want to come on alone and leave you hanging, you know. That's all.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, I had some stuff I wanted to read, but like, I'd rather you guys come on.
No, do it, mate. Do it. I don't want to bloody hijack the show into something different. You do what you want to do.
No, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk to you guys. Man, I wanted to hear how you're doing. You're just doing a great job. I mean, you're just doing a great job. It's very brave, man. But what I would suggest, like you were saying it earlier, I would suggest getting some of the attenuation things, so it's not like, okay, I'm making a video, then my attackers are going to retaliate with their terrorism, and it's like this back and forth, kind of power struggle. That becomes a little bit easier when you're more in control, of attenuating the remote neural manipulation, especially. I say that's number one. That's the number one thing, what they're doing to our mind, through our vestibular system and our cranial nerves and stuff like that. We can attenuate that stuff. At least we can be clear-headed. We might be in some pain from the external hits. Gang stalking sucks, but if we can be clear-headed, we can deal with all that stuff a lot better. We don't have to be, we don't have to be at the complete mercy of our attackers.
Yeah, well, they crippled me last night. All I could do was lay down and hope that it ended,
It's really, really bad.
No provisions here,
Yeah.
Oh, it was just an intense frequency sent through me where I was like half deaf and just my head just felt like it was just going to blow. But I was full of electricity and nerves and just a mess all around.
Yeah.
Don't scare anyone, but
no, dude, you got to talk about it.
I couldn't do anything against that last night, so.
Yeah. Is it like the tinnitus high-pitched sound made it feel like your head was going to explode or squish in?
I thought my right ear was just going to pop. It did about a week ago. I didn't think I'd get my hearing back, but it came back over a few hours. Mm-hmm. It was intense then, but last night was... Well, see, last night went on from when I left Ella's at about 4 or 5 until it had gone on after lunchtime today. So, 12 o'clock today from 5 p.m. yesterday. So it was a prolonged session,
Yeah.
I usually get short, sharp bursts, not really long.
No, like turn it up for like an hour.
They're trying to tell me something because I went and met another TI, but tough titties.
Tough titties. Don't listen to, man. It's conditioning. Like I've had that throughout my whole time.
They're not going to condition me.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
They're going to hurt me, but I don't care.
I'll
have my fun. I'll have my say. I'll have my fun.
Well, then it's a fight. Then it's the fight. It's an actual fight. Like we're not supposed to fight this. Like we're not supposed to even have a chance. From these people's point of view, the people microwaving me right now, people microwaving you, we're just supposed to not be able to do anything about it. We're supposed to just
bow down and be their puppet.
Mm-hmm.
That they want us subservient and just yes, master. Just bowing down and they have their fun, but fucking no way. If I'm to be killed, I'm going out with a bang.
Go out like Braveheart,
going out with a bang.
Yeah. Dude, I was watching that. This is really nerdy, but like I watched that movie Man of Steel, the Superman movie that Zack Snyder made. And
is Russell Crowe in that?
Yeah.
He's his dad, yeah? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Really awesome. Zod reminds me of these people. Zod reminds me of this program. because like Superman's in the pile of skeletons and he's like, I can't be part of this. I can't be part of this. And Zod's like, then what can you be a part of? You know, it's like that's what these people, they're just recruiting people who will do evil and hurt innocent people. And it's if you don't want to be a part of it, you want to be a normal person that just helps people and helps their family. It's like, oh, you're in trouble, you know?
Yep. I think this program forces you to really be yourself, you know. This is who we are. Who we are at the moment and how we deal with it is who we are fundamentally, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think people know by some of the old podcasts, I was drinking heavy, and that's not the way to get through this, you know, and that wasn't me. You know, helping and getting the word out and being a leader, that's who I am, and I think this program's forced it out of me.
Yeah,
I've gone from wanting to fucking die and being kicked that much that it kicked me back into action, and now I'm bloody doing something about it. You know, they went too far. You know, They broke me, but then they kept pushing like they had me down, and they went a bit too far. So once I knew they were trying to play God, no, it's not happening.
And we have a God, let me tell you, we have a God, and he doesn't like these people, and he will give us power and strength to get through this. I know sometimes it just seems impossible, but that's awesome, man. You're a strong guy. You're a strong guy.
I think there's something better for us at the end, you know. I think they might burn in a fiery pit, and we go and kick it by a lagoon or something, and you know. I think we're gonna have a good life after this, because I don't think this is it. I think the spirituals. I'm starting to think that the spirituals forever. You know.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know what comes after. We're just
in our physical form or whatever. You know. I like to think that anyway.
Yeah, I like to think that too.
I'm not going to think this is all in vain. You know. No way. It's not.
Well, and I mean, even like I don't want to say this. I don't want to say the program's not going to end, because I really do think the program's going to end. But it's like we can still have victory, even if this program doesn't end in our lives. Which I don't think that. I think that it is. I think too many people are starting. Yeah, but we can have victory. I mean, we can have victory. This stuff can't. I just these guys that like Brian too and Target Citizen saying nothing's going to work. It's just not true.
No, I can't subscribe to that. I really respect Brian, but that's where my opinion differs. I think that we will expose this. What happens to us that are in this phase, I don't know. You know, they're not going to want our testimonies and all that sort of shit to come out, but I think that we'll expose it. You know, I really do. It can't. What happens like? From here, we basically be transhumanism, and we become a robot. Yeah. Basically, you're told what to think. Your mind accesses a Google type search engine. You don't have to think. Once you stop using your mind, you're no longer human.
And you no longer evolve. Like if your organic mind is dependent on...
you can't grow. You'll be... like they'll just download bloody software into you, I suppose. You'll be a computer. Well, you'll be a computer that can move. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of you know, happening already. The transhumanism. I feel like they want AI to evolve and humans to devolve. You know.
Yes.
I feel like that's what all this is going to do. But that's what they want. But what I'm seeing is that God puts his hand in awful situations, awful situations where people are like suffering and stuff. He gives them strength, and it ends up turning on evil people. It ends up making good people evolve, stretch even further, do more good in the world. Like there's this backlash of good, this backlash of compassion, you know, when these evil things happen.
They've made their bed now too. There's no coming back from what they've done. Maybe, you know, some of the some of the lower levels that believe they're doing it for neighbourhood watch, you know, there's some redemption there. Some people do think they're doing good, but the ones that know that this is what it is fundamentally, there's no hope for them people, I don't think.
Yeah. I kind of think that, you know,
they will
Wayne,
be judged harshly.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be judged. They're going to be judged by themselves, their karma. They're going to be judged by God. They're going to be judged by every good person in the world. You know, it's just my worry. Like, I kind of, you know, MK Ultra came out, right? And all those people, they got settlements. They got to speak in front of a Senate hearing committee, but nobody went down. You know, nobody who
That was all. I think that was the CIA just released all that. Clinton gave a half-assed apology, and they filmed the reunion, and I think that was very policed, you know.
Yeah, it was very controlled.
Very controlled. That's a better word. That's what I was looking for. And it just kept going and changed names. What we're in Monarch or whatever now.
Yeah.
Same thing, just more technical.
Yeah, a different way to do it.
And
That's
probably more horrifying, even though the medical side was a bit rougher back then. The technical side now is far more depraved, I think.
Yeah. Future knowledge says that's why they keep doing it. Nobody gets punished for it. Hopefully that will change with this. There's just too much evidence of it happening. But that's how I kind of describe this. I describe it as remote MK Ultra, you know?
Yep.
Because it's like if the people that were going through all those experiments, if they could have gotten away from the scientists, like gotten outside of the building, they would have been free. But it's like wherever we go in the world, we're tethered to this energy. There's energy tethered to our brain.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a friend, Corey, who he just recently went on a submarine. I forgot how far it went under the surface, but he was hoping that the submarine would give him some shielding. How far? He went 100 feet, surrounded by steel and covered in 100 feet of highly conductive salt water. Guess I need it to be deeper. Says the sub wasn't effective at all, but we only went down 100 feet in the water. And the sub had like steel on it and probably all kinds of weird titanium.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of pressure at 100 feet, I think.
But he was saying he was still being hit. Like they were still putting him to sleep and stuff like that in the submarine.
Wow. That's scary.
That's really scary. Hey, Drunken Ninja. You guys doing? Anybody else? Let me put the link in, and you can come join me and Wayne on the panel. You guys
get on here.
Yeah, some people get on here, man.
Where's Cheryl?
Cheryl, you want to come on?
Jump on, Cheryl. I'm sober this time.
He's sober, he says. You know, Wayne, but that's one thing. Like I've drank during some of this, and it does cut through some of the entrainment. It puts your brain in a certain state where the mind control is a lot less.
It used to calm my nerves because I used to, during the when they were throwing everything at me in the confusion stage, I used to shake like a Parkinson's bloody patient, you know, like badly. And the booze helped, but of course then I'd go to bed and they'd hit me with the weapons and make out it's part of the hangover. So you got to be very wary if you drink heavy.
Yeah, you get dried
out. Or you
out.
drink it all, I guess.
Yeah, I only do it occasionally. I try to find maintainable solutions. Like I think you should try kratom.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
It can, Wayne. It can really help. It can really help to just take the edge off of this, so you'll feel a little bit better. You'll feel a little bit more energy, a little bit less pain. And then it's not like you're like all day long, just in so much pain. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm normally not too bad, but just like I'm not even that bad now. But last night was a bit rubbish, but it's all right. I'll bounce back.
Yeah, you're a strong dude, man. Just
Yeah.
it's better if you keep pushing through. They try and condition a lot of people. There was one TI where, she liked making necklaces and stuff like that, and they would hurt her so bad when she'd do that. And she stopped doing it. She was like, I'm not going to do that because I get tortured so much more severely. But I tried to tell her, just push through it. They're going to do that at the beginning. And then after a while, if you just keep doing it, just keep doing what
Absolutely.
you want to do. Then they get bored. Then they're off.
Yeah,
on
they'll
something
go
else.
another avenue of attack. Then it's back to the drawing board for them.
That's the main. You just said it. Back to the drawing board. That's what we want to keep making them have to do.
I love it. I love tying up resources. I love them having to have meetings about me all the time, just fucking them over, I know it's only small and it's not, the bigger picture, I'm the one that's getting screwed. But if I can, glitch the matrix that little bit, that's a victory for me. You've got to look at small stuff like that, You've got to see some positives in this. You can't just think, fucking poor me all the time. And that's, it's fair enough to think that way, but you need to find some positives as well. And I was a really depressed, I've been depressed for like fucking 30 years. And now I know why some of it's forced, but so I'm a different bloke now. It's odd. Maybe they're helping uplift me as well. See, my whole life's been peaks and troughs. I've had success, gone up so far, and then come down with a thud, They love that. They set me up, and then they drop me hard. And that's when they really go in with the trauma and try and work me over, But I get stronger from that each time too, so they should have knocked me off earlier. Now I'm going to become a problem for them, so...
Yeah, you're a real problem already.
You're fucked up.
Yeah, man, make them work for it. It's like make them at the very least make these MFers work for it. Like I've done the same thing. I've made my attackers look so bad to their peer group or whatever. Like I can tell they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed that I'm finding defenses and stuff like that. Good.
The handler or whatever that's orchestrating, whatever, and it doesn't go according to plan. He'd look like a dickhead. And, there's a win. So
that's a win, man. Any way we can get our little victories.
Absolutely.
Grow those little victories. You grow those little victories into a big victory. I'll tell you that much. That's what I've done. Like, and I'm not out of the targeting at all. Like, I still hear V2K. They still do some stuff, but man, there are some defenses that it's just like, how did I not hear about this? This was in 2017. It's so simple. You get like 4 parts, put it together.
Simple's usually best, isn't it?
Where I was sitting. Oh, simple is the best thing ever. This was a little bit complicated because I don't know, like I've never been an electrician. I don't know a lot about messing with cables and stuff, but after the first time of doing it, it's just super simple,
Yep.
Were you thinking about maybe have you tried Dave Case's CD? I know you probably hear that a million times.
No, I haven't. I've got to get that. I think Tanya gave me the link for that. I haven't got off me bum and got it yet, but I've been listening to some of the music I like and some of the soothing deprogramming stuff. I don't mind that. It's not bad. I can actually drift off at times, but they don't let me sleep for longer than 2 or 3 hours. I'll send a jolt. I usually send a jolt like through my hips, and my legs I'll do like a horse kick out the back. It's fairly common for me. Or they'll jolt my elbow and I'll throw my elbow out the back,
Messing with your nerves.
That's how I'm woken up.
Does a lot of it happen on your left side?
It happens on the. I only lie on my. I only sleep on my side, and the side that's up, the side that I'm not lying on, that's the side that they'll tend to do it to. But the jolt in the hips is like through the middle of the back, just above the bum. Well, It's like just a big pulse, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like a kind of a twisting inflammation pain.
No, it's just like a big. What can I say? It's just like a big pulse, and that's it. It's just one like big jolt.
Okay.
And it sort of hits me in the middle of the back. It's like being, I don't know, it'd be like being shot with a bloody photon weapon or something. Imagine,
like,
that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just trying to think, like, I was wondering if it's external or internal, because they do.
Well, this is the thing. I had a surgery right there. I broke my back, and they pulled a piece of disc out, and I'm wondering if there's anything in there. You know, I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but
what I found, Wayne, like I had some messed up stuff that they did on my left side, and it seems like they can put more pain where you've had injuries before. Like, and I've had a surgery in my stomach, and they can put like kind of a tingling pressure pain on my surgical scars. And I think what happens is your tissue that's been damaged is more sensitive.
Oh, so really?
I think, yeah. So
yeah. Well, I've been done ankle to neck. Like, I've got a huge 5-inch scar on my neck, and I'm wondering if they might have slipped something in there. But I don't think they need chips. I think they have used chips in the past, but I don't think they need it now. But
yeah, they don't.
Like, I've had some strange surgeries from, like I said, the bottom way up, throughout my whole life, and they were bizarre. Some of them were bizarre injuries, and really serious fractures that you can't help but look back and think that, does this all tie in?
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't have a recollection of my childhood as well, so I'm starting to worry that I was tampered with, but I don't know that.
Yeah, that's like the worst part of not knowing exactly when this started. Like, because I still question birth. Was it at birth? Was it when I was at Oshner when I was 12? Was it later in college? I don't really know.
We may never know, but I look back and I've had a troubled, like, excessively hard life. Like, it shouldn't have been as hard as it was at times, Even though I've still done well, things just, like, you can't have the sort of luck that I used to have,
Yeah.
It's bizarre. But my family members are starting to drop around me. One sister was in a combined 200-kilometre-an-hour smash head on with another car. I've got an auntie and uncle that now have dementia. They're introducing mental illness into my family, so it's easy to. My mum was the first that they did that too. And it makes it easy to knock people out of your tree.
Well, that's it. Like, my whole family
They've introduced cancer recently into the family, and I fear that's the way I'll go. The way that they're radiating my back teeth are just, they're like bloody. They're wearing down to nubs, like, from the bloody radiation. Yeah, when I actually, before I even knew I was gang stalked, I Googled, am I being targeted by sonic weapons? So I knew that someone was targeting my hearing at the time, Because my ears would just keep changing pitch, and I'm like, what's going on there, This isn't just tinnitus. Someone's doing something here.
Because it's so active. It's not like tinnitus would be like one high-pitched sound at a certain level.
Well,
this is like
factory. Yeah, that's right. I've worked in a factory, and I have mild tinnitus as a base level, but you can tell when someone's dialing into your frequency, especially early on when they're trying things. They're trying to get your signature or whatever.
Yeah, trying to get in tune with your brain and your nervous system.
Yeah.
That's why I say, and I say it a million times, it's so important to get that off, because they're strengthening it all the time.
Yes.
They're strengthening that brain to nervous system connection.
Yes.
From their weapons. So we got to
And
break
I
it all.
think that's amplified with the nanotech and all that, isn't it? That
Yeah.
sort of joins in and beefs up your signature, so it's
Mm-hmm.
easier to pick you up. And see, I've lived here on my own, so they would have scanned me in. I don't know when I was scanned in, but yeah, they would have done it here while I'm all alone. You know, it would have been easy for them.
Yeah, scan you with like a
Powers up
ground weapon or
everywhere.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got I live in a. It's in a body corporate. It's like a tight horseshoe group of flats, and there's 6 of us, and we're like close. My neighbours have actually grouted in their roof tiles so that I think they're getting as sick as I am. They want me out.
Your neighbors want you out?
Yeah,
like
they're
that's
sending
what
me psyops to get me out because I think they're all getting cancer as well. So I'd love to stay and knock everyone over, but I live so close that I just don't want to see them, you know. But I'm thinking one in, all in, but I live too close.
Yeah.
They've all at they all got steel shutters all at once. They got their roof tiles grouted in, so you can't even remove a tile. They're protecting themselves because of what they're doing to me.
So you see them changing their houses and like
they don't come out of the house now. They don't leave their house.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you think any of that?
Because I'd like to get photos of them all.
Yeah.
This house is wired. Like this house has, I'll do a video on it. This house, you can see there's sensors like a foot before every door in the roof. This house has, I can only assume,
it's like a smart home,
but it has sensors, and they know when I'm putting on my shoes and I'm about to leave the door because everyone's the same. Look, someone's waiting for me. They've got cars ready, and you know the neighbours are communicating, and it's very well oiled. But this house is rigged up 100%. I'd love to tear into the walls, but you know, who do I show to prove it to?
Well, Wayne, my thing is that our attackers are using through the wall radar. They're using that kind of surveillance. Then I think with our phones, and then maybe the catalysts in our body, like
phones are huge.
Yeah,
phones are a huge tool.
Yeah, I think that because I have a neighbor who, like, when I go to the bathroom, he'll bang on the wall or he'll pour stuff in his toilet right when I'm walking in. So I really feel like that's some kind of text messaging. You think it's a sensor. You think it's a sensor, and then the neighbor just gets some kind of message of where you are. Do you think your neighbor knows exactly where you are in your house? Like,
well, they've got things that can. I don't know what tech they've got here, but they've got.
Yeah.
They can look into your house and get your signature, and I'm sure they have. If they've got all the other technology, why wouldn't they have the infrared or whatever it is? But I think they use a combination of bloody everything, I think they use a bit of everything. Just in case something fails, I guess. You've probably got multiple houses each using a different type of thing. But I know that I will do a video. I know that there's sensors in this joint. I watched a YouTuber called Eliza Parr expose this, and it's the same. You can see the imprint of it, like the gyprock's pushing in on it, like it's the sensor's compressing on it. It's like right at the edge of the gyprock.
Okay. So if you find those, please put them on video. Show that.
Yeah,
because,
I was going to dig one out.
Like, because from where I'm sitting in my condo, it's like I don't think there's any kind of physical sensors or cameras except from my computer, my phone and stuff. But I think that it's just all, over the horizon radar. It's like microwave radar surveilling surveilling me, and then they can see through my eyes and stuff like that. But I don't know how they
may have done that early on here, and they've got better tech since. But I moved in here probably 15 years ago, and I wasn't able to switch electricity supplier, and I think my house was wired up for me to come into it. So I think it was done some time ago. Whether they still use it or not, I don't know, but there's some very suspicious things in the wall. And they know that I'm too big to get up in the roof because I'll bloody fall through it. So I'd love to get in the roof. I'd love to get an electrician. I used to have a dozen electrician mates. You know, I'm a tradesman. None of them I could trust here. None of them I could now trust to come and suss it out or do a bug sweep or anything.
So you can't get in the attic? You can't go up in your attic?
I could, but I'm not the smallest bloke.
Yeah.
I might fall through.
yeah, because I went up my attic at my house that burnt down and had to crawl through these little crawl spaces and everything, and I'm a small guy, dude. Yeah,
I'm 150 kilos.
Oh,
so
I don't wait. What's that? What's that in American? You don't have
about 350 pound.
Oh wow, dude! It looks like muscle though.
No, what would it be? It's big. It's big. No, it's not. See, I can't even bloody think today. A pound is 2.2.
2.2
kilo.
So that's about 300. That's not that bad if a lot of it's muscle.
Used to be. Oh, that's the other thing. My muscles are wasting, especially my legs. I think that's part of the radiation or something.
Kind of atrophies the muscles.
There's a lot of muscle waste. I think because I'm also not as active as I used to be.
That's one thing I've got to do, Wayne. Like, I've got to work out more. I've got some, like, 20-pound, are they 30-pound or 20-pound? 20-pound weights that I kind of work out with, out my shoulders, because this area, they hurt a lot, so I want to strengthen the muscles and the nerves around it so it can compensate, you know. So when we have, like, injuries and stuff like that, we need to strengthen the muscles and nerves around it so they can't hurt it as much, you know.
Yeah, when you're a bigger bloke, that's when they're going to target your lungs and your heart, like Brian, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's very likely that someone our size could have a bloody heart attack, you know. It's believable. So they're going to work that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying on one of the last live streams that they were targeting his motor cortex, and actually, like what we were talking about, like our previous injuries, he said somebody was his attackers were targeting his motor cortex and hurting his previous injuries from gang stalking. Like
I saw one guy was squeezing his foot, and if he's got that sciatica, and a guy's doing that to him, mate.
Yeah.
He's having a real run around at Hong Kong airport. Yeah, have you been keeping up with that there?
No, I need to check it out because he hasn't made videos.
They keep cancelling his ticket, and now they won't even let him back in the airport.
Oh, really?
They're treating him horribly.
Is he trying to come back here?
He wants asylum. I think he's going for Russia.
Okay.
To get asylum, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they will offer you asylum, and you do get relief there. Susie Dawson's there. You know Susie Dawson?
But I know Susie Dawson, but she said she was
just did
still
a live
getting attacked.
stream.
What's her
still
channel?
is getting attacked.
That's what she said like a while back. She said she was still getting attacked, but she said it was a lot less. She said the gang stalking was bad, that somebody had maybe tried to poison her. This was like a year and a half ago. But she said the directed energy weapon attacks weren't as bad.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
it seems Russia's just kicking back, watching us all kill each other.
Russia's doing it to their citizens too.
Are they?
Oh yeah, China and Russia.
Well, they reckon that China's the benchmark of where they want the world at, like for obedience and, you know.
Like communism. Like, I know China's not exactly communist, but it's pretty much like capitalist communist, you know?
Yep.
It's that kind of new Frankenstein monster. But no, every country's doing this. That's what they tell, that's what I think they tell these people microwaving me. They say Russia and China are working with these weapons to advance these weapons and learn mind control, right? So we've got to do it. We've got to sacrifice these American families. Oh, we've got to sacrifice these Australian families because China and Russia, we don't want to lose the race of mind control, you know? But I think on a bigger level, Russia, China, us, every country, Australia, it's becoming a global system. That at these lower levels, people are told, oh, we're competing against Russia, we're competing against China. But the upper levels know that they're just creating a global system, you know?
Yep.
It's just one massive deceit. It's deceit all the way up to anybody.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's got to stop soon, or we're going to hell in a handbasket, all of us.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of people
Think
it's
that's why people have got to get out there and fucking make the biggest noise they can right now.
Yes.
We can't be infighting. The infighting's got to stop. That's bloody childish shit.
Listen, I know
they can create a rift, and but it's got to stop. There's so many agents though, and they can manipulate you as well, I guess. But you've got to see those triggers coming and just call it a day with that person, then pick up again the next day.
Yeah, kind of just move
Can't
away
let a
from
beef
each other.
string out. Yeah. Just recognise it and say, I'll call you tomorrow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do that last night with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the way to go anyway.
But then you didn't jump on a video and say they're perp and all this stuff. See, that's That's what we shouldn't do. I even like that live stream with me and Jeff. I hated that. I hated that.
Yeah, but you did the right thing. You did the right thing, and Jeff was he handled it like a gent. In Australia, you'd probably punch the shit out of each other, but that's the next best thing.
Yeah.
So no, it was. Look, I was about to kick him out because he's getting a bit ruckus, but you handled it well, and Jeff deserved to stay, because what did he make? 5 or 6 bloody videos, and then started up a live stream. Well, Jeff's not a punching bag either.
Mm-hmm.
You got to treat, some respect. So
yeah, just respect, and we got to tell the truth about each other. And if two TIs get into a fight, oh well, some feathers got ruffled, but not immediately. Oh, that person's like a perp. And then they're an infiltrator and all this stuff, because some people will believe it, and they'll just take they'll take over saying it on their word. You've got some
fanboys on some of them bigger channels that are like, they believe everything that people have got their favourite YouTubers, and they'll believe anything that they say.
Yeah,
you shouldn't believe everything anyone ever says, but that's how some people are.
Bill Cooper? Have you ever looked into Bill Cooper? He'd always say, because he had tons of fans, check out Bill Cooper, man. He got killed.
Yeah, well,
he predicted 9/11, and then he got killed like right before 9/11 happened on his doorstep. But he said, don't believe me. Don't even believe me. Do your own research. Figure it out for yourself. Take what people say and then check it out. But don't take
that's right.
Anybody says is like the word of law,
Yeah. I take everyone's opinion and whatever makes most sense to me. That's what I relay out there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll tell people to go and check out smarter men than I.
Yeah. Well, I think we all have.
You can't just have one opinion. No. Not even Brian. Like, not everyone's right about every subject with this, because it's too broad and too technical, and there's too many fucking false flags and smoke and mirrors, and no one's going to be right about everything, no matter who you are.
Yeah, we need to bring it together. Because I see the evil side. They have these people working in these layers, like gang stalkers, then the people microwaving us, then these people, surveillance, and they work together. We can have an advantage over them because we'll have all the information and we'll be working together. But because there is COINTELPRO and there is hypervigilance, it's just so hard. It's hard for people to trust anybody. And I see, I don't think we should make it this way, though, because I've heard this sometimes. like, oh, they're not in enough pain right now, they're not a TI or something like that. We need to be successful. Like, we need to attenuate the stuff, defend, and not be like, oh, well, they're not, they're not a real TI. We want to get out of
Yeah,
the
you
pain.
hear
We
of
want to succeed.
people are constantly trying to one up each other with their horrific stories.
Right, like mine's worse. Like mine's worse, and
that's all right if you're mates and you're spitballing, but it can become, it doesn't matter who's worse.
Because it's torture. Because we're all being.
I feel sorry for people that have it worse, but it doesn't make you a better person or a more important TI or an authority or anything. You're one of us. We're all the bloody same,
Yeah, I agree. I think that we need to be.
And not everyone can speak out either. I get that too. Like, I tell people, fucking get out there and speak. But, there's old grannies that never leave the house that are too ill. And there's, people that their handlers are exceptionally evil. And if they did speak out, they may be, everyone's different. We've got to accept that.
Yeah.
And if you can do something, you do it. If you can't, that's cool too,
Yeah, if you can just survive,
watching
just
the videos,
your target.
like even watching a video is doing something, because it's getting us in the algorithm and it's getting it out there, giving it a thumbs up's good.
Giving a thumbs up, subscribing to a targeted individual, it can mean everything,
Yeah, absolutely.
Or just just going into a chat room of a live stream and putting up, some good information or something like that. Because a non-TI will come to these videos, they'll look at the live streams, hear the information, they'll be like, well, this makes sense. These people don't seem crazy at all, and that makes
absolutely not anything but. I've had some great comments on my videos. Like, I'm learning off people that are just commenting on the videos. There's not much bloody silly stuff. It's all practical and helpful. It's great. TIs aren't dumb. I don't think I've met a dumb TI.
Me neither. Very smart. But
it's far from it. They're intelligent.
Oh yeah, very smart.
Most of all, they're good people.
Well, that's what I was looking into, this ZVS driver. This is a good example. And the German TI that was talking about how well it worked, he didn't have any comments. He disabled his comments. Then the lady Map, she put it together and has been using it for like 2 years. She disabled all of her comments. So as a targeted individual, I was looking at those videos and I was like, well, I need the comments to see if people are using this, to see if it works, And that's why, so now I'm doing it and I want all the comments, people who don't think it's going to work, people who've tried it and it's worked, everything, We need people talking about everything so we can make good decisions,
Yep. Even some of those things can give you a mental edge, Even if you want to believe that it works, it's going to give you something,
I tell you what, I deal with that a lot, Wayne. I do, like, when I try stuff, I want it to work so bad that I do have a little placebo effect on things, but I do have a scientific kind of method to make sure that it's not just that, when I'm trying this stuff. And that's why I'm pushing so hard on this one for just other people doing it and saying what they think, instead of me just sitting here going, yeah, it works,
Yeah.
And we got the question of how long will our attackers adapt to it very easily? Doesn't seem like my attackers are, but give them enough time.
To the driver.
Yeah, to the driver.
I can't wait until they're put into the program. How are they going to adapt to that?
They're not going to do too well because they were just handed equipment and they just pushed buttons on it. They didn't really have to figure much out,
I'm told that they do it like a 2-week training course. I don't know what level that's for. Like I assume that's for the street level mobbers and
Yeah, for the gang
the idiots
stalkers.
in the cars and the street theatre people. I'm told that they do a dedicated, like, 2-week training course.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's true, I don't
Seems
know.
seems like that would be true.
I think so too, yeah. A little seminar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be brainwashed at that. They're basically brainwashed while they're there, I guess.
Into thinking that we're terrorists and they've got
They'd be told how sexy the program is and you're doing your bit and all the propaganda under the sun, and then they walk out thinking they're fucking James Bond or, yeah, all be lies.
Yeah, and they're just doing it to a bunch of innocent citizens in every country. You know, and the worst thing is, like, if we were healthy and there was some kind of community watch, it would be a little bit less bad. It would still be really bad. But while we're being microwaved to death, while our emotions are being messed with, so it's like somebody gang stalks, then our attackers are pushing anger, like this impulse of anger or something like that. It's a million times worse to
It's
control
everything,
someone.
though. It's everything. It's
Mm-hmm.
everything adds up. Like, something that sets me off the most is just people that are rude to me when they serve me in a shop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's likely to set me off more than someone trying to stage a car accident.
Yeah.
But it's everything, and it's relentless, you know.
Yeah, it's a 20. I thought that auto mobbing was a really good way to say it, because, like,
I
I'll
wish I
drive out.
filmed mine yesterday, because the president doesn't have the president doesn't have a cavalcade like I had yesterday. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
Absolutely ridiculous. They
Did
shut
you?
off a road. The police shut off a road. All grey cars, mind you. All grey cars.
So they're
In
doing
a
break on.
3-hour drive yesterday, I saw thousands of grey cars, not just hundreds, thousands. It was
Wow.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
You getting
The money that's spent is astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
They've spent millions on, you know, they've spent, if you're in this for bloody 10 years, you're into the millions the way this thing runs. If you go out a lot, they have put serious money into you.
Oh yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like every time I go out, I'll have like 3 one-light cars coming down this way. I'll have like an EMS worker coming from, like, if I'm at a light, it'll be coming from the other way. Then somebody told me this may be automated, but my attackers change street lights on me. They'll even change street lights where you can get a ticket. So, like, I'll be driving up, the light's green and I can't stop. They'll change it right when I'm driving up to it, and I'll get a ticket on that red light. So they're changing lights on me. So
They do it. I
Mm-hmm.
see lights change when there's no pedestrian. Like, you'll have the adjacent road, and the light will change, but there's no pedestrian to walk through. You know, they control everything basically. There's nothing they don't control.
It's a grid. Like, they built this infrastructure up over so many years. I just wonder if they were always planning to do this. It seems like since the it seems like what you were saying. You're saying after
like
World War II.
Everything ties into this. I think everything ties into this. This is the big picture.
Mm-hmm. So you think
this is the world's dirty little secret? This is it. I'm sure of it.
So you think this is like, you know, we hear the Masons in the Illuminati have like a master plan. You think this is like in-game?
It's just the money. It's just the money men. It's just the blokes investing in big pharma and the military. And you got Amazon that's going into the military now. It's just the money men that are behind it all, and a dirty arm of the government, I guess, that allows it and hires the contractors or whatever.
You know how I see it,
The governments allow it, I'm sure.
Oh, he's so cute. Pretty boy.
But there's probably like a handful of blokes at the top of this, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Probably like no more than a dozen like real power players that, you know, hold the bulk of the world's bloody wealth.
Yeah, I'd say like the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, a bunch of other wealthy families that own all the media companies. They own all the corporations. And then there's these Frankenstein monsters being created where they're
Yeah.
corporations, but they're military operations also. So it's like
Yep.
we're dealing, well, you know, Eisenhower, you remember what Eisenhower said? You must beware the military industrial complex because it, you know,
It's not wrong.
yeah, he was not wrong at all, but I think everybody kind of ignored him, you know.
Yeah, worrying times, eh?
Yeah. I mean, this is how I feel. I'm like, you know, we can't save the world, right? We can't control when this program's going to end by ourselves. But if we help other targeted individuals around us, we find solutions, we infect back, right? We infect back with the truth as much as we individually can in the way that we are affecting people around us, right? So we're infecting with truth, we're infecting with love,
Yep.
we're infecting with fighting and surviving. And then God can turn those things into heavy, heavy miracles that can end this program, you know.
Yep.
That's like all we can do, you know.
We need to get to people that are coming into the program. We need to get to them early, you know.
So they can get through this stuff.
So they can, knowledge is the key, isn't it? You need to really be well versed on everything that they're doing. You have to know this thing inside out, and it helps you cope to no end, you know.
Yeah.
I've still got a lot to learn. What are you doing, you crazy bastard?
Bird, man.
He's on me pillow. He's gonna poo on it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you've really got to learn all about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps you cope, and how they tailor, like each program's tailored individually. Even though everything's the same, there's a slight twist on everything, isn't there?
Yeah, because I mean, our psychologies are different. You know, things that are important to us are different. You know, so they got to tweak it to things that are really important to you. Like for me, they've really worked on my brain. I mean, I guess they work on everybody's brain, but they've worked on like locking my brain down so I can't be smart, because that was my main thing. Like, hey, I'm smart, I'm funny and stuff like that. That was what was important to me. So they make a huge effort to really damage my brain, to interfere with it like that. Some people who maybe like their looks are important to them, they'll maybe mess up their thyroid, you know, so they don't look the way they want and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll use whatever if your vein or whatever you react to the most will be used against you. They want that maximum reaction.
Mm-hmm. Maximum reaction, then they can react to that reaction, then you can react to what they're doing, and then
you're growing. You'll help teaching their program, and the more you react, the more you're teaching it.
Mm-hmm. That's why we got to find.
It's growing with you, like it's adapting. Like we can't outthink a computer. This thing thinks too quick, and it's ever evolving. Yeah, and it's not gonna stop unless we bloody find out what we're tied to and smash it to bloody pieces.
Yeah, if we could find those supercomputers and just smash them to bits.
That's right. Someone said that the only way it's going to stop is if we storm the underground fusion center or whatever with weapons, blow it to pieces.
I think
I'd volunteer for that.
Yeah, me too. We need more people for that, though. We need like people who aren't necessarily targeted as bad as we are. You know, we've got to build up all these people knowing about it. So then, I don't know. I don't know how it's all gonna, you know, end. But I feel like the people doing it are gonna be forced to stop. You know, just like Bill Clinton was forced to come out and say something about MK Ultra. There's gonna be a time when they are forced to stop because so many people know about it. Yeah.
Maybe they'll run out of money.
Oh no, they just make money, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard as well. The amount of money that they're printing for this, just for this, is off the charts. I forget the figure, but it's wild.
Yeah, I think
It's
they're taking
wild. They just print money for this.
Yeah, and black budgets that are voted on by, there's a directed energy caucus with senators and representatives in the United States of America. They don't tell them about the experimentation on human beings. They tell them about the directed energy weapons on boats and stuff. So when these senators and representatives vote on money to put into those black projects, and they take that money and they experiment on citizens. And that's only one angle of finances put into this. So they're lying to the senators and representatives voting on how much money to put into directed energy weapon programs without letting them know that they're murdering and torturing citizens. So, I mean, it's just crime. It's like the biggest crime that's ever happened in the world,
Absolutely. Yep. And I wouldn't want to go back to sleep for nothing, even though I'm in the program. What about you? I wouldn't want to go back to sleep, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, this is happening, This is happening. I really, I'm a Christian, and I really think God's hand is in my life, and no matter what happens, I think he put me here. I think I'm being targeted, and I was supposed to be here so I could help people and do the best I can. And I have no idea what God's reasons are, how any of this is going to turn out. But as long as we just do the best in the situation we're in, I feel like God will give us victory. He'll give us miracles. He'll give us things that even if our life has been torn apart, you can see your life in a totally different way. Like, oh, this has been taken from me. This life has been taken from me, but then this is my new life. These are my new friends. This is my new trajectory. You can find that victory no matter what. So I definitely.
Absolutely. Well said.
Yeah, I would not want to live in ignorance of this. Would not want to.
No. Mm-mm. And I was fully asleep before I was targeted. I knew nothing. Now I can sit back and watch as things unfold, which is bizarre. But you can see it all. You can see it all once you're at TI, I guess.
You can see all the lies, all the false flags, especially the mass shootings. Like the mass shootings, like I always thought maybe it was like people who were just fed up and they just, like the Columbine shootings, they're just some messed up kids who watch too many movies. But then after going through this and learning about this, that is a military operation to get into teenagers' minds.
They wanted me to go nuts with a samurai sword. They harassing me day and night and V2K, really heavy V2K. And everything in my life up until that point had been subliminal about fighting, and they couldn't get it out of me,
Mm-hmm.
But I was to be the next bad guy in Australia,
Was it the V2K?
They got their surveillance wrong. I wasn't capable of it.
Yeah, I think they get a lot of things wrong. I think
They do.
Yeah, they're stumbling through this because they were trying to do that with me.
I give them shit as well. I tell them, you're useless. You can't even fucking kill someone. You're hopeless. You're hopeless. Lift your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my dad, it's like I don't think they weren't trying to kill him, but his blood-brain barrier couldn't take some of the electromagnetic frequencies, and he actually had an aneurysm. So I think sometimes they accidentally kill people, and then sometimes it's like they're pouring it on so much. And I think there's some contractors, none of them have good oversight, but I think in my situation, it's like there's oversight. These people have a manager. The manager says, you can't kill this guy. You can bring him to this point, right? You can do this. But I think some contractors, less oversight than even that. And then they end up killing people on purpose,
Yeah. Yeah, they'll take you right to that point usually, and they want you to jump though. They need you because they want you to validate their technology, I guess. They want to prove that, that they've done it all with their nice, shiny new technology.
Yeah, that you have no chance. But, man, I've seen that over and over again. God and humanity they do win. They do win these victories over this technology. It is not God. This technology is not God. You know, that's what my attackers want to prove, because they know I'm a good person. They want to prove that it doesn't matter. They want to prove that they can turn me into whatever they want to turn me into, no matter what I am. They want to prove that there's no God. They want to prove that there's no soul. They want to prove these things. I know my attackers, but I keep the proof is in the pudding, man. I'm finding miracles, helping people. You're helping people. You know, we're showing that they're wrong, that this is wrong. It's obviously wrong from the get-go, but we can show it even more to the world, especially these people that are like, well, this technology's so good and this system's so big, we can't beat them, join them. That's the wrong side of history.
Mate, the human spirit's fucking stronger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've thrown basically everything at me, and whether I've got a stored altar that's done something that I'm not aware of, they haven't been able to get me to do anything. Mm-hmm. And they've been trying, trust me. So, you know, you can fight it.
You got some willpower, man. You got some willpower, Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to have, don't you? You've got to bloody knuckle down.
You got to knuckle down.
Everyone does.
Just some of these things, it's like the way that this stuff feels, it feels like a CD can't help it. Like, because I've been there. Like, it feels like a little Tesla coil device could not help it. But when you start using some of these things, you're like, oh my God. Oh, wow. I mean, that's like 50% less. It feels like when they're digging into you with remote neural manipulation, it feels like these little things could never help. But I'm telling you, you get that, you get a boost from some of these defenses, then your willpower, then your connection to God, all those things are strengthened. And man, they can't, like, your attackers can't control anything. Well, they can. Yeah. I mean, they can still target you, but they have way less control, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could have done with something last night. I feel like I'm hungover, you know, to the max.
You take glutathione?
Nothing.
Glutathione can help you with a hangover.
No, I haven't got a hangover. I'm saying that's what the sessions left me feeling like. That's all.
Oh yeah.
But I'm coming good. A bit of online gaming won't fix later on.
What you playing?
They even in. I played World of Warcraft for too long, but nice. they even send people into the game to play shit, so they waste my time.
Yeah, dude, I don't go into because I'm playing Borderlands 3 and there's online play for it, but I never go into the online play. Borderlands 3 is great. Oh, it's so great. Oh, it's awesome. Great.
Yeah, I want to get awesome.
That. Yeah.
I used to be a Fallout fan until 76. I like Fallout 3. You ever play that?
No, I've never played the Fallout games. There's so many other games. I wanted to, though, man. I've heard it's so great. It's so great, man.
This has become a gaming live chat.
Well, I just got to tell you on Borderlands 3, like the guns that you can get from Borderlands 3 are just so much more badass than the other two.
Really? Yeah. I didn't play 2. I was when you play WoW, that's like all you bloody play, you know. I've played it for 13 years, I think.
Really?
Yeah, too long.
I played it right when it first came out, like on the computer, but I never really got into it. Like one of the old World of Warcrafts. It's not the one.
I'm playing Classic Spec. They've relaunched Classic WoW, so I'm playing the original version of the game again.
That's awesome.
Everything's come full circle.
Yeah, that's
what we need to do as a race. Like go back to like the 50s or 60s where times were good and technology was minimal, you know?
It was minimal and it was exciting.
That would be good, but we can't go back now.
No turning back. No turning back.
No.
That's
They've
why
made it look too appealing and sexy to idiots, you know.
The VR.
The same idiots that line up to get a new iPhone every year, you know, they break down the doors, or they want to get a chip under their hand so they can fucking tap and go at the supermarket. We're dealing with people like that.
Yeah, they just want it convenient.
That's why we're having trouble. These are zombies.
Can I ask you a question? Have you seen those like wireless headphones? Like the wireless headphones, they're called Raycon. Raycon,
No, I haven't
R-A-Y.
seen them. I haven't used mine for ages. Mine are in a box. I've got a new pair, but they're not wireless.
Okay.
I used to have wireless.
I was
a perp actually sold me a pair of wireless ones.
Because that's what I was going to ask you.
I used to work with him, but he was a perp. He sold me my last good pair. I had an Afterglow set.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't bad.
Well,
I haven't heard of your ones, no. I'm going off on a tangent there.
Oh, well, I just wanted to ask you a question because I was thinking the wireless earbuds, do they have a transceiver in them? Because I'm thinking
they would.
I'm thinking people are buying these wireless earbuds and they're basically buying their own implants because a lot of these electromagnetic pulses go through our vestibular system.
You're right, I guess.
Yeah.
The only thing is they don't bypass the ear and go straight to the neural circuit, I guess. But
it can go through the inner ear.
It just goes through the outer ear anyway. So it's the same thing, I guess.
I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about all these people buying these wireless earbuds, and they're called Raycon, like R-A-Y Con, C-O-N. So like a ray, directed energy ray, and then conning people.
It's all in the name, isn't it?
Yeah, that's. I think they put stuff in the name. Cool, man. I don't know. I was gonna see if some other people want to come on. If you want to talk some more, I mean, we can.
Come on, guys. Come and talk to me.
Come on, people, come and talk to Wayne.
I've got them up here.
Let me see if there's any questions for you. Does anybody have any questions for Wayne?
There's a $600 pair here. I wish I could see chat. Sorry, guys. There's a $600 pair here. Wow. Have you seen them? They're New Hera.
I would throw those away or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know. I'm not sure, but they have to have a transceiver in it because they're receiving wireless signals to play music, you know, and that can go straight into your straight into the inner ear, which is a pathway to the brain. So it could give somebody V2K, or it could give them remote neural manipulation. I see. That's what I don't think people are looking for that kind of stuff. They're like, oh, well, if somebody comes to my door and says you have to take a chip, I'm not going to take that. But that's not how it works.
Yeah,
what they're doing is
they're making it out it's optional.
Yeah, and then people are just buying their own stuff.
It's very much forced upon us.
See, so Cheryl says, I was told the grounding straps don't work for my V2K, but a grounding mat is supposed to help. Also, Frank Allen said the noise-canceling hearing aids won't work. He had them and they didn't. Oh, no, the noise-canceling hearing aids really work well. They work on the remote neural manipulation and the V2K. So people need to try those. I need to talk to Frank about that because they really, really work. Like it reduces the pain, you know? Hey, Chris. How you doing, man?
Hey, dude.
Doing okay tonight? You may have to check your audio.
Chief Handler, if you're out there, come on.
He probably changed his name. Yeah, dude, that guy haunted my chat rooms for a long time, or my comments. And I kind of just confronted him. Apparently, he says he's like ex-military and he lives with his family. He knows that the military can stop somebody's heart with certain electronic warfare, but then he says that we're all crazy. So he has to
he's a
an eight.
troll bloody. I reckon he's a 12-year-old kid. He left a comment on one of mine once. He said, "Mental illness is sad," and I said, "It is. You should go and see a psychiatrist." And he took the comment down.
That's hilarious.
He's not bloody. He's just a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But to pick on us, like to poke fun at what we go through, just shows you what sort of a bloke he is. Buddy's in his nest.
Yeah, they have no conscience.
He's trash, mate. I wouldn't even. I don't know. Oh, Cheryl bitch slapped him. I saw in Bill Cottle's comments. If you want to laugh, go and look at what Cheryl said to the chief handler's comment. Yeah,
how you doing, Chris? Funny. You might have to go back out. You got to do this thing with your audio. You got to test your audio. It's going to give you 2 steps to test your audio out. So just go back out and then come back in. It's going to give you these 2 little things for the audio because we can't hear you.
Can you see him?
Yeah, we can see him. Can you see him?
Okay. No.
You can't see him? Oh, you're on your phone.
I want to be able to see the chat.
Let's see. Can we hear you now, Chris? You got to go through these 2 steps. How does it work? You go out and it just says test your audio. Like you go out and you test your audio, and it's like tap yes if you hear these tones, and then you speak into it, and you'll hear yourself back, and you press yes to that. Are you feeling a little bit better now, Wayne?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
I really think you should start using Dave Case's CD.
Yeah, I want to get it. I think Tanya gave me a link. I've just got to bloody order it.
Yeah, because that can at least knock out. I do want
to get it. I've just been a bit lazy with it.
Yeah, I would start making some of that stuff a priority because you'll feel completely different when you start using it. Like you may still have a little bit of the tinnitus-like sound, but it's not going to feel like it's going to explode your head. Because I remember when I wasn't using anything, I would be on the floor in the house that burned down, and it was just like my head was cooking. And it felt like
last night was like a raging fire, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like a really intense fire just going. It was horrible. So was that sound.
Yeah. And it would almost feel like when I get the high-pitched sound before Dave Case CD, that the high-pitched sound was all over my head. It was like coming through my head and coming through, or that's what it felt like. And it just felt like it was going to squish my head, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought my temples were just going to blow out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I deal with a little bit of high-pitched sound now. Like every once in a while on both ears, maybe sometimes they'll do that one in one ear, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
I get a little bit.
I get that more often than not, the one ear.
That means they're having a hard time getting a lock on you, I think.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
That's kind of a good sign.
That's it.
Get Chris in here. If we can hear Chris, and I think some True Scene wanted to join. We can hang out for as long as y'all want to. Just y'all talk about what y'all want to talk about, you know. Everybody check out Wayne's channel, definitely. You know, he's made a ton of great videos. And I think just what we need to do is just talk about it, you know. I appreciate everyone that watches. It's awesome. It lifts you up, you know. Mm-hmm. You might get hassled more, but the support and the support outweighs any of the rubbish they can do to you, you know. Especially if I've lost everyone, so I was pretty lonely, you know. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't find anyone in Australia, so I had to make the channel to
even get into the community. Like you and Nex and everyone welcomed me over there, but over here, they didn't want to know me, you know.
Yeah, maybe well, Australia. It seems like a lot more TIs from Australia are speaking out. So maybe
we're starting to speak out. Ella and I don't know if Ella's still in there, but we're trying to get something up and going and try and encourage people. We've organised a mass meet, and we're trying to get people up and about, you know. It's important because it's very dormant here. It's, you know, there's a few that have done all the heavy lifting, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, and they're going to burn out. So everyone needs to do their bit, you know. I'm not saying everyone needs to do a channel, but you do need the few that will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Australia's. Yeah, we need to really pull our finger out, so to speak. I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but we'll get there.
Chris, you get your audio working? All right, maybe, I don't know. Did you do the audio thing? Did you do the audio thing where you pull out and you do the two things? Yeah, what I feel like a lot of people, like from the beginning, have been doing all the work. Like you see Ella Free and like Ramola and Dr. Horton, and it's like I feel like we need more nodes. You know, we need more information nodes.
We do, and we need all types of channels.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't just need reporting channels or testimony channels. We need everything. We need, you know, the Lookout for Charlies and everyone. You need the technical stuff like yourself. Everyone, like you cover everything. That's, you know, you've got everything covered yourself. But we need more numbers and we need variety as well. We also need some bloody professionals, lawyers and doctors that'll back us up outside of YouTube. That's essential if we're to do something.
What did you think about Dr. Hoffer?
I think there's only so much that he can say, you know. I'm sure, look, he looked a nice man, you know. Even my doctor was a children's doctor, really beautiful lady, but I saw horror in her face when she had to direct me towards the hospital. She knew what she was condemning me to, you know, and it's that or he's killed, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
They may toe a line, you know. Doesn't mean he's a bad bloke, but...
Yeah, I think everybody's like caught up in it, you know, on that side. It's like it seemed like he knew a lot more than he was willing to tell me.
If you're in an organisation, you either leave it, your hands are tied, or you leave, you know. Mm-hmm. So you lose your livelihood, or you stand up like some have done, but it's a hard life for them too. So,
well, have you heard Barry Trower?
I don't think he's an evil bloke, and I don't think he partake in any of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But his hands were tied, I think. I felt sorry for you, you know. I know that you wanted to give us all great news, and me and Tanya, we were talking. We felt a bit flat for you, you know, because you were. I know that you wanted to give the community great news, and yeah, it was a bit rough to watch, but we'll get there. We'll get there. There will be, you know. I think people might tend to come out more at the end of their career. Tend to come out and speak as they're getting on. They might get a bit braver or a bit crankier and talk out. So we'll get there.
Just like a lot of
we can't let our foot off the pedal. That's all.
Yeah.
We can't ease up because we just can't.
Just can't. I mean, what decision do we have? There is no decision. It's like we fight or we fight.
We fight or we die.
Yeah. And I don't even see that as I don't see that as an option, you know, for me. You know, just dying, because you can't just die. You know, you have to fight.
Absolutely.
Oh, we hear you, Chris. We hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay, good. I had a little bit of trouble.
Hey,
How you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. A little surprised that I even came on here. To be honest with you. Kind of new to this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
More or less just found out that I was a PI probably 7, 8 months ago, but had been going through that experience, but on a more level for about 6, 7 years prior. Once I realized,
Is there any way you could get your volume up? Is there any way?
yeah, I can hardly hear you.
Get close to your mic because we can hear you, but it's just a little bit muffled.
can you hear me now?
Is that better, Wayne? Can you hear him? Because I have the headphones on. I can hear
Say
him.
something else.
Is it any better now?
A little bit.
It's a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I kind of got lost what I was saying. I basically just, once I realized what I was involved with, things, I wouldn't say necessarily got worse. It was just much more obvious, So, yeah, I heard you talking earlier. It was fascinating. You were talking about the earbuds, and I had a story about that. I was actually in a situation where, and I don't know how this works. This technology is on me, but I was with, so I guess you could say, female, and I was actually in the hospital. Just before I realized what was going on, I thought I was going crazy. And anyways, while she was next to me, I actually heard a man's voice, very, very low key, coming from her under her hair, kind of in her ear area. And I said to her, I said, I can hear somebody talking in your ear. And she said, shit's about to hit the fan. And the fans instantly came on. The AC came on. I don't know if that was a code, but I couldn't hear
What
because
the fuck?
Yeah, that's really weird.
that was the first time that actually happened to me. I had a couple of instances where that happened. And but yeah, it was really crazy. I found some electronic equipment in my house hours before I was to leave on an overseas trip. I went into my attic and I found Cat5 wire because I'm familiar with electronics. And I found a wire that was run to my master bedroom that was hooked up to my cable, but I don't use my cable at the house. And so while I was checking it, I had all these people coming over, like interrupting me, trying to get me to stop doing what I was doing. Because I was investigating, like, what's going on? Why are these wires in my attic? And it's all these strange events were happening. And needless to say, I left the country. I didn't have a chance to get to the bottom of it. It's a big house, big attic. I came back from Germany, and everything was removed. The wires was on.
So all those cables that you saw, they had removed those when you came back?
Yeah, and there was only 3 of them. It wasn't like they were all over. But the reason I noticed them, I built homes for years, and those type of cables are installed under the insulation. They're tacked to the wood trusses out of the building. They don't run them after the fact unless it's a home and you have stuff put in. And the dates were newer than the house had been built by years, and so it was absolutely crazy. So from there, everything became very, I guess, the terms that I hear overt, where it was in my face.
Showtime.
I mean, I moved from where I was at. It's still the same. It's on a lower scale. I'm in a small town, but it's like anywhere I go, I kind of make a game of it now. I just try ignore most of it. The weapons I hear you talking about, I've experienced a wide variety of different things happening to me, but it's not all the time. You know, I'm not always dealing with it. It's just, you know, when they feel like doing something. So I guess I'm blessed in that regard.
Yeah. Do you get the high pitched sound in your ears at all?
No, not really. You know, I'm kind of hesitant to give out certain information because
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just
Yeah, it's all
talk about
right.
whatever you want to talk about.
I really don't want them to know what what affects me. Like I said, I ignore almost everything to the best of my ability. So, you know, but I do know they get me a lot in my sleep. They affect me a lot that way. You know, I wake up, you know, the routine. You're about to fall. I don't think you're about to fall asleep. I think they're putting you to sleep, and then just when you're about to go to sleep, they jolt you wide awake over that kind of thing. I've been through that.
Yep.
Over the jolts to the legs, the arms, you know, the instantly heating. Like right now, it's 40 degrees outside, and a few minutes ago, all of a sudden, I had to take my winter jacket off because my glasses started steaming up. So crazy, stuff that just isn't normal.
Oh yeah, none of this stuff is normal at all.
Yeah. I live out in the country. I moved from Florida. I bought a place with 12 acres. I'm pretty secluded. I've only got a handful of neighbors, but I still got to deal with it. No matter, I take a bike ride, suddenly there's a fleet of cars. I mean, I live out in the middle of nowhere, and they'll just show up. And I just deal with it. That's all I can really do. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to announce what's effective on me either, but I can tell you that they already know by measuring your EMF. It's decoded, and they can tell how you react to things, what works. You know, I know what you mean though. When I talk to people, I hate to mention what sets me off.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Yeah, but I appreciate. I understand what you're saying, but they already know.
Sometimes
unfortunately.
I'm a little confused because, like I said, I'm new to this, so I've been watching other channels, and I'm amazed because I think anybody who understands this, even on a basic scale, knows that it involves all of our electronics. Even the phone I'm using right now is the middle person in between me and wherever. They can do what they want to it. And yet I watch these videos with people, and they'll have an EMF detector, and they'll be using it, and they're being totally manipulated. I guess it's almost like the targeting is different for each different person, or they feel like I've just seen so many different examples of this. It's crazy. It's mind bending almost. And I mean, I've never experienced the voice to skull or the V2K technology. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Get down on your knees tonight and thank God for that, because it is horrific. It's horrific.
Yeah, I'm glad for that. But I don't know how I deal with it. I guess I can, do what I can do.
But so what about the people? Because I know Kevin Christian. I know I've tried to actually measure the frequencies coming in. Do you think that they just hack into the phone and mess with that? Because I think that I've gotten some real readings sometimes. I think they can probably hack into it and mess with it. Just heat your phone up with like maybe electromagnetic frequencies, and then it shows really high, but you're not actually measuring what's coming in.
Or just manipulate the number on the phone. I mean, everything on my phone or my computer has been manipulated right in front of my eyes, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's diverted. It's diverted to a signal before it gets back to the provider.
Exactly.
But it gets back to the provider as it was. That's normal,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know. Obviously, it's going through the provider right now. But I'm definitely, there's somebody between me and you that if could, do anything they want really with my phone. So that's why I just don't trust the videos where I see where they're measuring the EMF frequencies and they're saying they're being monitored at that moment. And I mean, they're really just at the mercy of whoever is messing with their phone at that moment and the things they're doing. So, you know,
You're right.
I have found some things. I found those wires I told you about, and so when I got home, I was really curious. You know, I didn't know about the TIs at that point. It was still, I thought it was under federal investigation for something else entirely. To be honest with you. That's what it was. It just kept crazier. And, I came home one day and there was a broken piece of glass on my table, my living room table. And, there was a $20 bill in there, and uh, I didn't have any information. My wife about it, so I got to thinking about it. You know, I was having the issues with the television. It seemed like every time I mentioned a movie that I hadn't seen in a while, it would come on TV within 12 hours. It would just be there. So this TV we had was one of the old tube style, believe it or not. This is about 6, 7 years ago. But that thing was about 12, 13 years old at that point. I put a flashlight in it and looked in it, and I smoked at the time. And everything in there is covered with dust and cat hair and everything that collects inside of a TV, those old kind of TVs. But there was a brand new circuit board inside.
Oh, wow.
You could eat off of it. At that moment, I realized, I said, oh my God, now I thought I was under. I said, man, these guys have illegally wiretapped me, you know? Screwing around. Well, now I know what's going on. You know, actually, there's any evidence to try to keep where you try to disappear.
So they can like cut in TV shows, they can cut in movies to your TV while you're watching it from that circuit board.
Listen, I was on the phone with somebody. I won't even mention who. And in the background, they were watching Fox News, and I was watching Fox News on the East Coast. Same thing. Just about a second delay on satellite. I noticed my television was about a minute and a half delay from there. And that's when I realized, I started saying to myself, they're always able to kind of be ahead on the television, whether it's commercials or shows. They're always like able to kind of, you know, what I'm talking about or doing, they throw it in there. I realized that my time on my TV isn't really what I'm seeing. So in other words,
there's a delay, huh?
Delay, right? So they estimated they had just over a minute delay at that time, and I actually the only way I can get it to stop is to go to like a live auction on TV, where we actually call in to bid on something, and they have to actually go to the real time on those because you know it's there. But I figured that out on my own. I was like, oh my God. So I mean, a lot of this is just like electronic hocus pocus. And you got to really, but the stuff is so advanced. What you can do to your body, you know, that's the scary thing to me. Around in the cars, and I know I'm talking a lot. I'm nervous.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
no, you're going well, mate.
That's what this is for. That's what this is for. So you can come on and talk about this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I'm just I'm talking a little funny. I apologize. I had gotten tongue cancer recently, so my tongue is still healing a little bit, so it's a little difficult to talk. But it came out of nowhere. I just suddenly got this sore in my mouth, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, you got tongue cancer, and so they had to cut off about a third of my tongue. So I'm kind of recovering from that right now. Now I don't know. I'm not saying that it happened for whatever. I did smoke at the time. You know, I did smoke for years at one point, but it does seem a little coincidental now that I think about things, and you know, but who knows? It's hard to prove this type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, very hard to prove if you smoke, and then you get see. I smoke electronic cigarettes, and like my attackers hit me in the chest. If they cause a cancer in my chest, it's like, oh well, it was the electronic cigarettes, you know.
I'm in a different situation. I mean, I have a wife. She's not involved in this in any way, and what I mean by that is she's not targeted at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure she's aware of everything that's happening. Um, but in some ways, that kind of I guess you'd say protects me, um, because I don't deal with a lot of stuff that a lot of people that are by themselves have to deal with, like
Mhm.
break-ins and things like that.
Is she aware of what you go through?
She's she denies it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's involved to be, honestly, to some degree. Uh,
Okay.
but it's a and honestly, after learning what I've learned now, I'd almost be afraid to leave this relationship for what it would be like on my own. Like some of the people that I see, you understand where I'm going with that? Like
Yeah.
I'm somewhat protected to a degree from a lot of things that a lot of people go through that don't have. She's vested into everything that we have. So um, if you can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, kind of. She's a buffer. She's a little bit of a buffer. I mean, but are you sure that she's involved? I mean, like, because with my family, they really thought I was mentally ill, so they did a lot of things that were not good for me, but they thought were good for me. So I just try and get people who maybe think that their family members or spouses are involved to look really closely at it, see if they're not,
I I can't. I haven't hooked her up to a lie detector, but
yeah,
you know, everything. All there's just a lot of accidents. We're supposed
yeah.
to right hand turn. We missed the turn, so the next right hand turn we turn at, there's two yellow cars. You see what I mean? And I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like there's a lot of funny stuff because I'm with her. My route's already pre-planned, so if we have anywhere we go or whatever, it's just all laid right out. And it's like sometimes she makes mistakes when she's doing things, but it's crazy. It doesn't hurt me. The car stuff doesn't bother me. I find it amusing, really. But it's like they kind of fix on. They try to get you to fixate on something. I guess make it upset you. I'm not
Hmm.
sure. I mean, I guess if you're, um, things are bizarre, but that's how I treat it. Other than that, I just deal with my life the best I can. If
Yeah.
I broke my phone out every time I saw a yellow car or a school bus, that's another favorite. Um, I and putting it on YouTube, I'd look like a nut. So
No, I've done that, and I did look like a
what's the
nut,
point? What's the
but it
point?
was it was happening, so I was just getting it on video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't make a
Does
difference.
your wife say that you're mentally ill, or does she?
No, no,
No,
well,
she
yeah,
doesn't gaslight you.
yeah, she does.
She does.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. To when it comes up, so I don't bring it up. I ignore it. So in other words, when she makes the turn, and there's a couple of cars there, I just pretend like it's like just every other day. In other words, I don't bring it up. I don't talk about it. It's the way that I'm able to deal with it with her, and it's
Can I
just
just say this real quick, guys? When you're saying stuff like that about your wife doing that stuff, it makes me think because my family members, sometimes my dad will like call me right when I wake up, or he'll call me like right when I get in the bathtub. It's these weird instances, and so my family is remote neural manipulated, and they get them to do these things that are trying to make me suspicious of them. So I would just say keep that in mind that your wife may be remote neural manipulated into taking that turn or something like that. That just keep it in mind, And I know that's maybe getting too far out there for you because you just started dealing with this stuff, but sometimes they can kind of manipulate your family members or loved ones.
I yeah,
Yeah.
I find that hard to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe. I'm just learning about this. I'm
Yeah.
more of a scientific
Yeah,
person
it's very real.
than it.
It's very, very out there and very real.
I hear that. And but like to bring up your point, me and my sister are used to be super tight, and just like you're talking about a phone call, um, her and her husband split up. She went from her state to Florida, left her kids, there. They're adult, but left everything behind. I'm watching TV. It talks about a woman who's left her husband and her kids behind, and the phone rings. It's my sister at that moment, and that kind of thing happens, on a regular basis.
Hmm.
I'm watching TV. The commercial for pest control comes on. My cell phone rings. It's my pest control guy. Wants to know when he can come to my house and spray at the same time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like crazy things like that just aren't natural. So I just go with it. I just say, all right, and I just schedule them. And I don't care, because really, I have found that's how I ended up in the hospital. I have found out that you start talking about this stuff and you start going out there.
Then they give you the psychiatric reprisal. So they're setting up all this weird stuff that when you say it, it just sounds so outlandish. And they got the mental hospital ready for you so that you go in there.
Even my doctor.
That's why it's so elaborate. So it sounds
It
unbelievable.
sounds so hokey. I mean, I went through different phases. I'll give you another example. When I mean phases, like they'll focus on one thing for up to a year or two back in the day before I even knew. But they used to focus on oh shoot, I kind of lost my train of thought. But it used to be dogs, ladies walking dogs and stuff like that. That used to be a thing, and then they stopped doing that. It was really weird. Like they literally way outside my house, and I mean, so there's been phases of things that have happened during this time frame, and when I ignore it long enough, it just goes away. And or they try something new or whatever. But
I actually think that's like one of the best solutions for the gang stalking and noise campaigns and like the weird happenings with family members. I feel like ignoring it and just being like, oh no, it could have been this. I feel like that's a good defense because then your attackers see that it's not working. It's not getting you to just freak out, So they're like, okay, well, this isn't working. We're going to try something else. So my whole thing is just to focus on clearing the board off with the stuff that's hitting me in my head, in my like on my body, the directed energy weapons, and then with all that other gang stalking psyop stuff, just ignore it. It's not the best thing. Some people disagree. I definitely think you should get evidence if you feel like getting evidence. That's important, but to not let it get to you. Try and have an emotion.
Yeah, you can't. You're stuck in a loop. Then you're just chasing your own tail.
Yeah, I'm in a good financial situation, and I mean, it doesn't matter. Is my point. I've been, like I said, I don't know. I mentioned some of my cat, but I've been all over the world. I was in Russia. I was in Germany. Everywhere, and everywhere I went, I was dealing with this, and I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe that. I thought at the time I was just under investigation. I really did a federal investigation, and I'm like, boy, they got it out, and I really couldn't figure out what it was. But there was a guy that I used to be friends with, and some things happened, and I thought that maybe it had to do with that, but no, it wasn't that, and I was no angel, back years ago. And I thought, must be something like that. And then one day, and that's what bugs me when you bring up about like my wife. She knows I've been dealing with this and bringing this up. And she's known what the TI program and do weapons and stuff are for years. She's been into this conspiracy stuff for years. Her explanation to me when I found out about it, I just happened to come across it on YouTube about earlier this year. And I was so excited. It was all free. And
yeah, I love that one.
I think it was you and Ella Free on a show, and Dr. Matthew, I think, or something. And I was actually relieved. I'm like, oh my God, an explanation for what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was too.
I was actually happy because I felt like this explains everything going on in my life, and so I thought now I can fix it. Well, not it's still the same, but but at least it's comforting to know that there's other people out there that you can.
So many people going through this. We are not alone. And even the most heavily targeted individuals, there's also people being targeted. They may just be being remote neural monitored or remote neural manipulated. They may not even know they're being targeted, but there are millions of people around the world, so we're not alone at all. This is a huge worldwide phenomenon. Is phenomenon the right way to say it? What's a really bad phenomenon? Nightmare.
Twerking.
Yeah, exactly.
Fidget spinners.
Fidget spinners. Fidget spinners.
Being
It's
a
a global fidget spinner problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fedoras.
I think the last few days I've been debating on making a video. I was pretty nervous about it. I mean, who really just comes out on this? But I think it's a good idea or whatever. I think more. I see the structuring that's starting to happen and the groups that are coming together. I saw the protests that were happening. I just haven't, made that commitment really. And a lot of it has to do with my wife, to be honest with you. So, but anyways, I just wanted to call into your show and say hello. And, I mean,
good on you.
Things like that. Good on you. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for making that leap.
If you want to hang out for a while and just talk, I think you should make a video though. I would really encourage targeted individuals who can speak and just like talk about what they're going through. I'd really encourage you to make videos because it helps non-targeted individuals to see people who are pretty well-to-do, saying, hey, I've got this weird stuff happening to me, this painful stuff. And it just makes us more credible, You
got to be rational with it,
Mm-hmm.
You can't get angry. You can't get fanciful. You've got to be calm and just state the facts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you got to show them that you're sane, basically. You got to jump that hurdle first.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you will be questioned.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It's just they're hitting me with literally trying to put me to sleep type.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about? It's crazy all day long. That's one of the things I mean, every 3 to 4 minutes, sleep up, wake up. It's just crazy, and I can feel it. That's one thing I feel kind of coming on. It's because it's not a natural thing that happens. It's so quickly, so fast, Do
you feel kind of like a pressure in your head at all? Like kind of like a headache or?
No, I don't. I have gotten headaches before. Usually when something happens with a few times in the past, they've done something where they've made my heart rate go up, and it actually caused me pain. And I thought I was going to, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I didn't know what was going. I could feel it was really heavy pressure. It was dangerous. I could tell you if I had my blood pressure would have been incredibly high at that point. And I don't know what I was doing because at that time I didn't know I was targeted. And I realized that sometimes they do things to you out of spite because you do something out of spite. And I'll give you an example.
That's right. Yes, you're right.
Every day. I have a bike. I live out in the middle of nowhere. There's no traffic. But when I either jump on my four-wheeler or I get on my bike and take a ride, suddenly there's lots of cars. And I can hear them coming behind me. So what they try to do is they'll come by like a fleet of them. And I can hear them. And they always do it at the same spots for some reason. So today I just rode my bicycle out into the middle of the road because I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no cars coming towards me. There's no cars. And I just
take a different route if you can because they're waiting for you.
I acted like I was an idiot. And I completely stopped this whole caravan. Just stopped them. And just sat in the road. And then I slowly went off the road and I'm getting the finger and yell at, or whatever. But, it gave me like a sense of satisfaction, kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? Hit your car?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people really believe that that they think they're trying to kill you, and I think the opposite. I don't think that's what they want to do. I think they want you to live. I think they enjoy this.
Well, they're making money off you.
Yeah, this is a means that nobody does this type of stuff for free, and it's a job. Someone's doing it somewhere. They take orders, and I believe there's limits because I've only met certain thresholds throughout this entire thing, and it's never really went above that. You understand? Like, in other words, I firmly believe that with these weapons, they could kill you if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Then that might happen to some people. I don't know. I'm not.
It has a lot of targeted
Oh,
individuals.
they will.
But to the average person, I think their goal is just to do their job, and I think they just see it as a number, and I don't think they get offended. A lot of people call them names and swear and say in their videos, and they do all this, but I just think that the best way to deal with it is with a level head and a clear mind, and to be careful who you talk to and what you say until this organized effort really it's got to get the attention of higher people before anything's ever going to really happen. And I don't know what it's going to take, because obviously they're not going to target someone that's going to cause them those type of problems.
It's compartmentalized, so they don't know who's above them anyway, so it can't collapse from the bottom up. It's got to collapse from the top down.
Good point.
I'd say that's how we're going to organize better, is more people coming out and speaking. That's going to create
it's got to become mainstream.
Yeah.
Normal people need to be able to understand it and get outraged about it. We need the sleepers on our side, the ones that aren't in the program that could potentially be in the program. Then you're going to get outrage.
Yeah, I have very few people I trust. I have a best friend that I've known since we were in second grade, and I'm almost 50. And I was talking to him on the phone the other day, and I told him for the first time, and now this has been going on since 2013 that I'm aware of. I told him, and he said, you started telling me about this a couple of years ago, then you stopped. And he goes, I knew something was going on, but, I didn't want to bug you about it. Anyways, I told him about it, and I said, hey, Charlie, what do you think the odds are of I ride up to the store that's about 10 miles away from me on a country road, and I pass 10 cars with one headlight on? What do you think the odds are of that? And he didn't think it was possible. And I said, well, that's the kind of stuff I do.
Yeah.
and he was floored. I said, how many? How many? And I said, this is the daytime. This isn't even the night. This is just cars that out. And I'm not, half the time I don't pay attention. I'm looking out the window because a lot of times I ignore it. It doesn't really bother me, but I kind of feel like, why give them they spend a lot of money and a lot of resources and a lot of time, doing what they do. And so I feel like for every little thing that I don't pay attention to or I ignore, I'm not making them happy. It kind of makes me feel better. That's all. You know what I mean?
That's it.
I kind of I get the weapons attack so bad and the mind control so bad that the gang stalking becomes absolutely absurd. It's like I'll see it and I'm just like, oh my God, is this really happening? The auto mobbing, and it's just taken on a whole different tone with me because the weapons have been so torturous and almost killed. Well, I felt like I've almost died a bunch of times. So I'm just like, this is absurd. This gang stalking is absurd, and I'm just going to ignore it. But I think getting evidence can be good. I think a lot of people who are not targets, they won't see it as evidence, but it's still good to have it as more people become aware that it's happening, so we can show it to them.
Yeah, if you can get it and keep it. I've had everything crazy from, I had my bank records all downloaded from the bank. And by the time I got home, I sat down, suddenly I had fallen asleep. I don't know how. I wake up, all the records were changed. this is like a couple hours later. The numbers were all changed. Instructions to manuals for electronic equipment disappeared or were changed and different things added to. I mean, I found stuff in my house that, like I said, I've been in construction. I did air conditioning work for years, and I started building homes. I had found a new blower motor in my air conditioner because I kept noticing that when some people would be at my house, the air conditioning would come on, which is quite loud, and it was a big home. But when an air conditioner, when it comes through, it just has that low, that sound. And that's when I figured, when I heard those voices those few times when I was really close to somebody, that they have something that actually goes all the way in your ear that you don't see it. And it's full duplex. They can talk. And that's why a lot of times, a lot of these perps, I guess, they're talking to themselves. They're not talking to themselves. Then when they talk, it goes through the jaw. It's voice actuated, more or less. And I don't know how much.
So they're communicating to somebody, like using maybe voice to skull.
That's another thing too. I
have voice to skull right now. I hear a voice of a male and a female. Like, it sounds like they're behind that wall right there.
Yeah, I get it outside I think it's the neighbours outside my house, but it's not.
It's not.
I used to go out there and of course no one's there,
The reason I figured I'd never experienced it was because if it can happen to me, then it would explain a lot of things happening around me. In other words, it would explain how my wife knows certain things or my neighbors know certain. In other words, so I've never experienced that, and I hope I don't, to be honest with you. I don't
Me too. I hope you
don't. But I actually was, like I said, I was going to do a video. I'm under the name Truth Scene. And so maybe I'll put one out tomorrow, my first video, kind of.
Okay, so everybody check out Truth Scene's channel. Truth and then space Scene.
SCENE. Like.
Do it, Chris. Do it.
Yeah, do it. Just speak out. It's if you make a small channel, if you have a job or anything where you don't want some people to see it, they won't.
Yeah.
You can stay pretty where you're talking to other target individuals and other people on YouTube. But like, I had a job with this YouTube channel, like a medical job, where if my boss saw this stuff, I would have gotten fired. And that was like 4 years ago or something like that. But she never saw it,
Yeah, so, I'm pretty fortunate where I'm pretty much retired at this point. So I've got some time. I just debated on getting involved in this because I've heard that targeting gets worse once you start making videos, and I've heard it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference.
I think it doesn't. Because I was getting targeted so hard before I started making videos. I don't know in your circumstance. I don't know, because it's like you're not getting the high pitch sound or the V2K. It doesn't seem like. I don't know what you're going through, but what do you think, Wayne? You think
I've had it worse, but my electronics are stuffed.
If they didn't want me to talk to you, they wouldn't have let me get through to you. You see what I mean? So I don't think they really care either way. I think they want me. I think they want people to make videos because I think it reinforces whatever they're trying to. There's something to this. There's a reason for this, and it's reinforcing something. If it wasn't a benefit to them, they wouldn't allow these videos to be made. You understand there would be problems. They wouldn't let you research or do the things that you need to do or reach out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but from my perspective and what I've experienced, our attackers don't really. I mean, they still let me do videos because I think they're still in this mindset of, oh well, people are just going to think he's crazy. They're just going to think he's another one of these targeted individuals. So it doesn't really matter. They do get mad when I come out with some solutions that a lot of other people are doing. Then they'll start really messing with my head. They mess with my computer. When I'm making videos, they'd rather mess with my head and my memory and my spine than break the video. Because then that just proves to other target individuals that I'm a real target individual. So they try and break me down physically so I can't get the information out across as good as I want to,
Yeah.
with my
Yep.
attackers. But I just think, like, I think they'll let people make videos because they're in the state of mind of, okay, people are just going to think they're crazy target individuals. They're not getting awareness out fast enough to really to do anything. But I think we're sneaking up on them. I think we're sneaking up on them, and they don't realize how fast things are going to come out, how exponentially things are going to change. So you can slide some stuff past them sometimes.
I personally think that you kind of got a point there, and I think that they know inevitably that, like all these secret programs, at some point they do come out, and that's why I think that there are these limits. In other words, they stop. They don't let your heart have a heart attack. They don't let you get an aneurysm. They don't make your leg supply cut off to where you have to have amputation. In other words, there's limits involved in this. They cause you problems. They give you shock. You're like a guinea pig, but it's also deniability. In the future, they're gonna say, look, this is, because they've done testing like Ultra. They did unsuspecting Americans in this country, and later on, and they know that they're going to get away with it, but there are some kind of parameters. I feel pretty certain of that. Otherwise, I agree. Talking to you. Let's put it that way. So but anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna cut out here for the night.
Okay, Chris. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Anytime, I'll try and do some more live streams. But everybody, check out Truth Scene. Truth Scene.
Yeah.
And I
be
think
careful on that bike, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will be.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Good on you, mate. Thank you.
All right.
God bless. God bless, Chris.
Yeah.
Take
Good
care,
luck.
man.
Good luck. Stay safe.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wayne, you have anything else? I was kind of thinking of maybe wrapping it up.
Yeah, cool. I want to say to my attackers that not enough good-looking women are stalking me. That's all. So if you can send some better-looking perps my way, I'd be appreciative.
That's so funny, man.
And go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you go fuck yourself to our microwave attackers and the gang stalkers. Gang stalkers should already know that there are targeted individuals being harmed by your actions, and you should have already stopped by now. So and please, Wayne, please try Dead Case CD.
Yeah, well,
start on the road, man. Start on the road.
I'll talk to Tanya after this, and she'll guide me down the right path there again. I do want to try it.
Are we reverberating? Let's see.
Is that me?
No, I think it was maybe Chris's. Maybe Chris's thing was still on. I muted.
Okay.
All right, Wayne, brother. Well, I'm gonna stop the live stream, but God bless you, man. God bless you, the work you've been doing.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me on, mate. It was good to talk. It's good to come on.
Anytime,
I hope I wasn't too boring. Hi to all the people.
I feel kind of tired, even though I feel better. Like my brain still feels really tired. So it was nice to have you come on and like at least make it fun. I don't want you to
too much. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
no. Started crapping on a bit, but
no, this is what this is for. So you can come on and talk, because I talk all the time on my videos. I want other people to come on and have this platform. So
cool, man. It was fun. I liked it. How long did we talk for?
I think it's been like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours or something like that.
Good stuff. Oh well, hope we entertain someone, hey?
Oh yeah. And TI's need. Well, that's the thing, like me and Jeff were, saying targeted citizen maybe didn't tell the truth, but I don't want targeted citizen to stop his live streams. He has live streams. Like I don't want any targeted individual to stop doing what they're doing.
Yeah, he's positive for some people. There's people that love him over there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
and they go to every live stream, and he gives TIs a place to go, and
yep.
so they're
Oh, I
not
love
just
all the
alone.
videos and that. I can't watch enough. It's actually all I watch now, and not in a obsessed kind of way. I enjoy hearing different takes and learning, and I guess it's consumed me. It's me life now, but it's interesting if nothing else. Even though
It
it's
is. It's
sadistic
not
and everything,
boring.
it's really interesting.
Sometimes,
I wouldn't say I enjoy it though.
Yeah, it's not. It's like interesting. It would be interesting if it wasn't harming us so bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Almost sometimes it's almost like very interesting while being super boring. It's like sci-fi, but like we're bored because
it's more boring for them. I mean, they're watching us 24/7 doing basically nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
They watch us eat, they watch us shower, they watch us do whatever.
Wayne, how much money do you think that these people on the microwaves, like remotely hitting us with neuro weapons and microwaves, how much money do you think they make a year? Like just guesstimate.
Oh, it'd be upwards of, well, if they're told the risks, like you're exposed to radiation, it'd have to be 100 grand plus a year.
I was thinking 100
Australia,
grand.
that's Australian, so that's probably like 70 grand there, 75 grand there at least.
Yeah.
It's got to be. I saw something, and it's probably not credible, that the base level get 140 an hour.
Like the gang stalkers?
Yeah, but the people that do the mundane stuff, but they're never going to get a full hour out of it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I wonder if they get overtime rates or dental or something.
Yeah, if they get dental insurance and whatnot. I see a lot of gang stalkers like soccer moms in SUVs with the one light car, and I'm like, oh, they're doing this for supplemental cash.
I wonder if they're told that they're to be cannon fodder. Like, are they told, the ones that mob you at the shops and that, are they told these people could potentially go off and, they could do you some real damage, if not kill you? They're under that sort of stress. And I'm not trying to provoke anyone here, but are these people told this is a potential risk of,
I don't think
the job that they do?
I think
they can't be.
I think it's
because I have old grannies coming up to me. Like, I have old grannies encroaching on my space, and it's like, if I even bumped into you, you'd fall to
crumble.
The ground. Like,
it's
dangerous.
I mean, and it's like, so if they're told that you're maybe mentally ill or crazy or something, why would they come around you? They have to know that you're not dangerous.
Yeah.
They'd have to know that you're not dangerous,
Yeah.
How does that
Even
work?
if you speak to a TI for longer than a few seconds, you can realise that they can make a, intelligible sentence, and there's nothing wrong with us. I mean, someone with schizophrenia, or not saying anything about someone with that, but they go on a rant and they hear multiple bloody, it's totally different to what we're made out to be.
But Wayne, I think there are different lies coming out. So it's like, ooh, now people can be very intelligent and calm and have super schizophrenia. It's a new form of schizophrenia.
Yeah, you're right.
And then they can say like, oh, and these people, they can be really calm and intelligent and charming, but then they just take out a gun and they start shooting everybody. So it's like these new lies about
they'd be lied to in the classroom when they're learning, I'd hate to know what my profile says about me. I think it's better off not knowing sometimes.
Yeah. I just know there's this like one mother who lives in my condo. She has a daughter and the husband is ex-military. She hates me. Like, she will wait in her SUV and come drive right by when I'm driving my dog. She'll drive like in front of me. She will bring her dog out and she'll yell at me and say, "Get control of your dog." Like, she thinks that I did something very, very bad.
Yeah.
And where my mind goes is, I know she has a daughter, and I'm like, whoa, what did they tell her to get her angry at me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's.
I don't even want to go there. You know. I
Well,
don't
what do
even wanna
they
go
tell
there.
to? What do they tell to some family members to flip? I mean,
Mhm.
I think they're offered big rewards.
That's something, man. I got to get more people to talk about that because my situation is my family would never have done that to me, so they targeted my family. You know, they almost killed my dad. My mom's targeted, my aunt's targeted, and so like I don't have a family that's turned on me and gang stalked me. So I need more people because like I'm always like be real careful about that, but I do know it exists. You know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do know
Well, once my mother died, everyone just turned on me. You know, they couldn't. It seemed like they couldn't wait to. They're a manipulative family that's done quite well out of it. You know, so
you think they're making
I don't
money
even.
off of it?
Oh, they have. They've gone. Some of them have gone from barely getting by to having nice homes, new cars, government jobs. They really benefited from first mum come into money, and then all of a sudden she dies, and they're doing quite well, and then I'm next. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm someone that knows about.
Oh man.
Look, I don't know everything about it, but I know that they're more than mind controlled, and they're very much devious and greedy and all that sort of thing.
Have you
It's
sat
very
down?
difficult to. No, I can't.
You can't. You can't.
No, they call police straight around here. They're like,
Okay.
you need help. I'm like, well, I'm fucking as calm as I'm talking
I'm
to you now. They're
standing
like,
right
you
here
need
just-
help. You're out of control. Like, come on now. They just lie, and
yeah.
the police just come round. And silly me, this was all during the confusion. Most of it, I used to open the door, but I wouldn't now. But yeah, they want me. They want me low anyway.
That sucks,
They want me
man.
money. They want
well,
me
you
money.
got family here. You got a bunch of TIs who love you, man.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that too, and it's great. I wish Nex had come back. I can't wait for Laura to come back.
Yeah.
Next,
Is
man,
Laura out?
Imagine doing a live chat with fucking Nex coming back. That would be a
awesome.
great day.
I want him to come back
If you're watching,
bad.
man, we all love you. Everyone's always asking about you.
Yes, Nex. Everybody in the chat room is always like, "Where's Nex? Hey, Nex."
We love you, man. Like,
I really
we
love
need
Nex.
you. We need you if we're to, you know. Fuck, I reckon Nex has run afoul with a few people that have used his good nature, I think, and it's burned him out. But you know, there's good people too, you know.
There's good TIs. You might have some betrayal and stuff, but they're really good TIs who love you. They'll support you. I don't even know what happened. Like, I don't even know if it happened in Colorado.
I think he's been burnt. I don't want to be, speaking for him, but I think he's too trusting, and someone's burned him again, you know, and he's...
But see, that's happened to me too. Like, I'm naive and trusting. I'm not naive, but I feel like when you put faith in people...
I'm the same. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you put faith in people, they're a lot better. And I've been burned a lot. Like, I've had agents like texting me and like telling me what I'm pulling out of my refrigerator. But it's like, I know that there are people like you, Wayne. I know that there are people like Stacy, like all the people in this chat. Like, and I can't, you just can't let them get to you. You can't let the backstabbers get to you.
No, they're insignificant. They're nothing. They're nothing. If someone's making fun of you under the stress we're under, they're not worth even responding to or looking at or anything. They're nothing to you.
They have no humanity.
We're the family. We're your family here, you know.
I love you, brother, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream, but let's do it again, man.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
I'm out of here.
Take care, brother.
See you guys.
Fist bump.
I love you all.
All right. Good night, everybody. I'm gonna shut down the live stream. Hope everybody got some good information out of this. And we'll definitely do it again with Wayne. And check out Wayne's channel. Wayne, what's your last name? Wayne Morse. I almost forgot your last name. So check out Wayne's channel, Wayne Morse. And maybe put in Wayne Morse targeted individual, All right, guys. Yes, and we love you next. We want you to come back. Come back and do some panels. You see how bad I am at it? I need to do the information and the solutions and stuff. You need to do the panels next. All right, guys. I love y'all. Thanks for coming, Stacy. Thank you for coming, Tanya, Tansy, Drunken Ninja, Lost Years. Stacy says, we're making progress. Stay hopeful. Love you guys. Good night and God bless. Yeah, and please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I love Wayne Moore says, night, sexy people. We're going to go ahead and end it on. Well, Generation says, Kyle, can you open the comments below when the chat finishes? Yeah. Oh, no, it takes a while, guys. When you do a live stream, it takes a while to process and come up on YouTube. So it takes like 30 minutes or whatever. And hey, I just want to say, I really appreciate you, Wayne. Thank you so much. I probably would have been sitting here just going over information if you wouldn't have popped in. So thanks for coming in and chatting with me, man. I know you're going through hell of pain. That's why I want people to get the defenses can give you some energy and stuff. I want to see everybody suffering a lot less, you know, because I know we're suffering a lot. And Jeff, good night, my boy. Good night, brother. Jeff says, good night to all. Love you guys. I love you guys. I love you. Targeted survivor family. I love you guys. I'll try and do more of these. I'm not as entertaining as a lot of people, but we'll try and do some panels and stuff like that. And I'll get my energy level up. And all right, I guess that's it, guys. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hey, Root Beer King. Root Beer King says, great show tonight, Kyle. Love you. Love you too. Love you too, brother. You're probably a brother if your name is Root Beer King. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for coming, Rick and Ann. Good night, everybody. Just stay strong. S. Roble says, Sleeping Beauty, welcome. I really hope the hearing aids can help you too. Nice seeing you tonight. Stay strong. The hearing aids really do work. Maybe Frank got the wrong kind, so I'm going to need to talk with him. The hearing aids work on the remote neural manipulation and the V2K. All right, good night, guys. Tanya says, Kyle, we need you. I need Wayne. I need all of you guys. I need Stacy. I need all of you guys helping me. Y'all really lift me up and lift everybody up. I hope after the drama stuff that everybody can move forward. Everybody can move forward. And I hope that Targeted Citizen will come out with some new live streams. People love him. People love his live streams. And then I hope Jeff starts doing some videos, and Jeff can come on anytime. We'll get some more people on here besides me to talk, you know. And thank you, Chris. Thanks, Chris, for coming on. I hope you make a video, and I hope everything just stays smooth for you. I know you deal with a lot of stuff, but I hope it doesn't get worse, you know. It's all right, guys. God bless y'all. And I will definitely see you on the next one. If you're getting a ZVS driver, the last video before this is all the stuff that you need. It works. It works. And I think that we could get a chance to heal from some of this stuff too. All right, guys. I love you. Good night, Sleeping Beauty. Good night, Stacy Bear. Good night, Jeanette. Good night, Miss Robles, my Stacy Bear. All right. I'll see you on the next one. I love